Welcome to the greatest colloquium cactus in existence. I'm taking it slow these next few days, slowing it down, taking it easy. I come on too strong sometimes, so I'm trying to take it easy, trying to be more zen, you know. That's the goal for today. But anyways, the blackjack man of attack, because he's wearing black today.
All of us are wearing black right now, bro.
No, 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 this is
Yeah.
not black. This is slightly dark gray.
Nigga, I got you the shirt. I know what color it is.
Yeah.
Uh, The human calculator with the numerical nomenclature. Raytron, uno, dos. Had to whisper the last part. Yeah. And on top of me, the man who's wearing
Pause.
he looks like
Nah, don't introduce me. Don't introduce me, bro.
oh, come on,
Don't
man. It's
introduce me.
2023. We can't keep doing this.
No,
It's
no, no, no,
2023.
no. You no.
Sexuality is a
Come on,
spectrum.
that one was sus. That was
Yeah.
sus.
Don't put me
Sexuality
in
is a
that. Don't
spectrum.
put me in that.
Okay, what do you guys have against homosexuality? That
Whoa,
you
whoa,
gotta keep
whoa,
going.
whoa.
There's nothing
That
wrong
shit was
with
just
it.
sus,
It's
my
just
nigga. That was just sus. Don't do that. Don't play that game.
that got nothing to do with me. It got nothing to do with me.
They're criminals now? They're criminals? Is that what you're saying? You're saying they're deviants? Is that what you're saying?
Damn, you really say this is what you really feel, huh?
Yeah. The
These
man
thoughts
looking
crossing
like
your mind?
the man looking like he stepped out of Rocky, the motion picture. The man with the plan of the ultimate Nas plan. Nas plan. The ultimate Nas fan, the electric jolt, E to the J. I had some flan this morning, so maybe,
Oh,
or
you
is
had
it
some
pronounced
planning. You didn't invite
flan?
your boy. That's
Is it
crazy.
pronounced flan or flan?
You know, who cares?
Because as an American, I like to say things the nice American way. So whatever way it's meant to be mispronounced, mispronounced. Whatever way it's meant to be mispronounced, I have to say it the correct American English way.
I like flan better than flan. Like I think flan just sounds better.
Look,
Nah,
it's
come
not
on. From like an objective standpoint, flan just doesn't sound that good.
objectivity and American
Well, that's not what
objectivity.
I'm talking about. I'm just saying, like objectively,
Every country in the
flan.
world belongs to America.
Well,
Remember that?
I generally don't even know which one it is supposed to be, but
Yeah, remember
I'll
that?
keep saying flan.
Yeah, remember that meme? Remember that meme with the guy from Yu-Gi-Oh, the American guy, and he was like, "What did he say? You can't do this in my country." And they were like, "But this is America." And he was like, "Every country in the world belongs to America."
Yeah, in the abridged. Bandit
Yeah,
Keith.
every country in the world belongs to America. That shit has always killed me.
Fun fact, in the American version of the anime, a lot of Bandit Keith's monsters just had giant guns on them, right? So you, as an American, didn't get to see Bandit Keith's monsters with just like he had like a monster with two twin Glocks, bro. Just twin Glocks. They just removed it. They just removed them. You didn't see them.
What's wrong? Yeah, man, America, we like our Second Amendment, man. To tell you.
But yeah, no, and we it's funny though. He's the American character, but when it came to America, they had to censor him.
Yeah, yeah. What have you guys been up to? What's
Uh,
new?
well, like I
What's new,
said,
Scooby Doo?
my old science teacher, he retired finally. So I went to his retirement party. It was
You said
nice.
that. You said finally, like you've been waiting for him to get out of the way.
Honestly, no.
Like now, I can replace him. I can take his place.
But nah, like the amount of respect that man commanded, because everyone in there had nothing but good. Like, obviously, everyone say some good things about the person at his retirement party, right? But like the things that they were saying, it really like shows that they meant every word. It wasn't like, oh, I got to do this for like, bro. Even one of the teachers that we would have never assumed had a soft side at all. Even she was just like pouring her heart out about how much she like respected this guy. So,
So,
But
oh yeah,
did you
Miss
end up?
Turnbull. You remember Miss Turnbull?
what's wrong? Mr. Turnbull, I would expect that from. I thought you were talking about your nemesis.
She wasn't there. Oh, blessed Lord Jesus, she wasn't there.
Did you get up and say some nice words?
I did actually go and say a
Right.
word.
A word.
You said something?
Yeah,
I said a word.
because I show up right, and like I said, there weren't that many students. So there weren't that many students. It was mostly his colleagues. So they asked some of the students. It was me, one person from 2010, one person from 2016. We all said something about him. I got the crowd wooing. They were like, oh, at the end of my speech.
Look at that. Look at that. The teacher's pets weren't there. How interesting.
That's what I was trying to say before because I was telling you about it. I don't think they had an easy way to reach out to everybody. So I don't know if it was more like they didn't go because they didn't go, or
Yeah.
they just didn't know.
I mean, now I feel kind of bad that I didn't show up and give him some. Maybe I could message him or something if I find his
Oh, my
account.
man's is chilling, bro.
What made
He
him?
got
What made
his
him different though?
what?
What made him different than most teachers? Like, what made him?
Wait,
Um,
before you answer that question, let me ask you something.
Yeah,
Was McCarty there?
McCarty was not there.
Well,
I think McCarty moved to like middle of nowhere. I don't think he's in New York anymore.
Oh, cool. That's good for him. Well, answer EJ's question. I'll also give my answer because I know.
Honestly, he was a very funny individual. He was very stoic in a sense that like you could not make this man break. Like we all have stories of teachers yelling. This man never did that. I never seen this man sweat, bro. Cool, calm, and collected are only the words that can be attributed to him. Man's dodged a chair being thrown at.
He didn't dodge it, it hit him.
Well, it like barely touched him. But I was being like, this shit, that like chair got thrown at man's, and he still was just like a very.
He was trying to work. They had to send him home.
Yeah, they like forced him out, bro. They forced him away.
But I'll say he was very stoic. But I managed to crack a smile out of him because that's just the kind of guy I am. I was such a silly, annoying kid that I would make him
Emphasis
laugh.
on annoying. No, stop.
Mr. Ninen, even Mr. Ninen.
Ninen was there. Ninen was there.
Yeah, much as I pissed Ninen off, he'd have to laugh. He'd have to laugh as he was mad at me. He'd be angry at me, but I'd make him laugh. But they with Morgan, like Ray said, he's very stoic. He had these he always had these like profound little statements he would say about like why you shouldn't do things. Like now when I say profound, not profound as in like some Buddhist Zen kind of thing. He would it's like I'm trying to think he had a way with words, is what I'm trying to say. He had a way with words. And there was a special gift he had, something that he would do every class. If you were chewing gum, he wouldn't just tell you to spit out the gum. He would list exactly what cheek or what area of your mouth you were chewing the gum in, and it's tell you to spit it out. Or if you were eating, like I would eat oranges a lot, and he'd catch me. Well, he'd let me eat them for a while, and then I guess he'd get annoyed and then tell me to throw them away.
You pull out the third orange. He's like, "All right, bro, you're bucket."
Because that's what we all did. We all used to eat oranges in class back then.
Oh yeah, because like after you went to lunch, like they just kept giving you oranges. You're like, I'm gonna fucking eat these things.
Yeah, yeah, he was cool. And the story about what Ray was mentioning is one of the coolest moments of him, where I wasn't there to see this, but I heard about it from multiple sources. So I didn't get to see it, but I just know from all the different angles what happened. So basically, there's a student we know named David, and David is a very colorful guy. That's what we'll say. Very colorful.
Very
Like
animated.
he was that man needed to be in showbiz. He did not need to be in high school. He should have been on stage somewhere. Like I don't because he was doing his performances in school. I mean, when I say performances, I mean performances.
Flamboyant is a word you would use for this man.
Like whenever he'd have his like award, his like honor award, assistant principal or whatever.
Yeah, oh my god, it was definitely a show.
He would strut up like voguing, and he'd start dancing. He would drop to the ground. Yo, David was something else.
Bro, that's to the point where the principal was like, they dreaded having to call his name for anything. They're like, oh man, this guy's gonna do the thing.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loved it though.
Like, they embraced it, but it was like also it's like, all right, come on, I have to call. Like, I have to go. My mom was calling me. I'll be right back.
I wanted blood clot. No, anyways, so here's what happened in that story, EJ. That was fucking hilarious. So there's one day David was arguing with this other student named Brian, and one thing about David, when he'd get in arguments with people or start roasting people, he would fucking violate, and he would violate in these really creative ways that I've never seen anyone. Like I remember one time some guy got mad at him, and he made a whole song. He made a whole song to get this guy. It was like Your daddy on welfare. Your daddy on welfare. Daddy can't pay the rent. Daddy can't pay the rent. And he was dancing. I've never seen anyone do that in my entire life. So I was just transfixed. Like, this is amazing,
It's like,
right?
what
And then,
did this man do to you?
yeah, I remember what he did to Kumar. Kumar and him got into a brief little spat. It was something tiny, and he started going, "Oh, my name is Kumar. I live in blah blah with what do you say? With a lot of I splat my magic carpet." What the fuck?
Kumar
And,
was from
yeah,
Guyana.
and
He was not Indian.
he did that to Kumar's face. Kumar was just Guyanese.
Yeah, he is not Indian. He is Guyana.
And
So I
then
don't know how
Kumar
he
just
did
looked at
that.
him like this. Like, he was just shaking his head. He didn't say anything. He was just silent and just shaking his head at him. So here's what David was arguing with this guy named Brian, and he said something about Brian's mom. And I didn't get to hear what he said. But I'm knowing from the stories I just told you, I know it was something crazy. I know he must have said something wild. Oh, because he used to be telling people their moms suck dick, like all sorts of things, right? So what probably happened is he said something crazy about Brian because Brian was a pretty chill guy. Like I knew Brian, he was not the
Which
type
Brian?
who
There
was
was
gonna.
three. The
I'm
one.
talking about the light skinned Brian. Light skinned Brian had a white dot on his head.
Oh yeah, the
He's a
Hispanic.
pretty chill
They were all
guy. He's
Hispanic.
not.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's not walking around trying to beat the shit out of people. He wasn't really a bully. Like he would tease you,
Yeah,
like
he was just like he was a class clown. That's the word.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
a pretty easygoing guy.
You
So
put him in
whatever.
an headlock if you had to, right? Put
What
him
do
in
you
a
say?
headlock if you put him in a headlock if you had to.
He's
No,
too
he's
tall
too
for
tall.
that.
Well, I couldn't even
Oh,
reach. I couldn't even reach him to do the headlock. I would try and he'd pick my ass up like, "What were you doing?"
He wasn't that tall. He wasn't
No,
that
and
tall.
that image is just funny. You try to you try to beat someone's ass, they pick you up like, "What are you trying to do? What are you doing?" Yeah.
What you trying to get into? But
But anyways, whatever he said to Brian got Brian so mad. Brian got up out of his seat and smacked the shit out of David. And David, angry that Brian smacked him, picks up one of our metal stools and
oh
tries to
yeah,
fling that thing at Brian with all his might. And Brian dodged it, and then it flew over and hit Mr. Morgan in the head.
Mm.
And Mr. Morgan had a big bump on the head, and everyone was angry. Everyone was angry at David after he did that because Mr. Morgan was a beloved, teacher. So
yeah. Say
when he
what you
did
want
that,
about the school. Everyone loved that guy, Mr. Morgan.
yes. So when David did that, he used to be well loved. Well, people
He
would
be
tease him, but everyone liked him. But then when he did that, he became public
public
enemy
enemy.
number one.
Public enemy.
And then I remember I was there when he did it. Me and another Brian, actually. There was another Brian in the story. Me and another Brian are sitting in the library playing this game we made up called the Pointless Game. And it was we would take checkers, and the object of the game, we would put the checkers on the two different squares, so on the black and on the red, and we'd just play the game as if we were doing something. And people would come and look at us and be like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Oh, we're playing a game." And we would see that we're not doing anything. And the pieces are just going past each other. And people would sit there watching us for like 30 minutes, trying to figure out what we're doing. We just keep doing that.
That's
So, anyways,
crazy.
we're playing that game. David walks in and he's like, "Oh, what am I gonna do? They done got me. They got me." I swear to God, it's what he was doing. And he walks back over the door and he kicks it open. He's like, "They got me," and he leaves. And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" I didn't even know what happened at that point. David just walked in doing that and kicked the door open. Well, yeah, they sent his ass to jail. He had to go to
He was like away for like a week.
yeah, but he went to jail. They had his ass in processing and everything. He committed assault.
Yeah.
Attempted. He could have.
No, wait. No, Morgan dropped the charges.
Yeah, Morgan dropped the charges, but he was still brought, I think, to a place and detained until Morgan dropped them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, he didn't really try to hurt the teacher, though. He tried to hurt the other kid.
Bro, I know for a fact if it was like 20 other people in that building, they would have got that man arrested.
Well, the other thing is you got to remember him trying to throw the chair. The student was probably closer. If it had hit, it's a thankful thing that it hit Mr. Morgan. Well, not thankful, but if it hit the student didn't see it, that shit might have killed him.
Also, it's like, even if he didn't hit the intended target, you can't just go assaulting people.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm just saying, like
yeah.
my man would have always gone to jail.
Yeah, nah, because He still tried to hurt somebody.
Yeah. But hey, man, people think that kind of shit is justified. Apparently, people think violence is justified if you hurt their feelings or some
What
shit.
the fuck? Bro, what the hell?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
What have you been up to, BJ?
Same old. Throughout the past week, just been working. Excited for the weekend, and we got Monday off because the President's Day. So a little bit of an extended week.
Yeah. Yeah. I got Monday off too, and a bunch of other days.
Made it sound like you got fired.
Yeah, got that good severance. That good severance.
Like, yeah,
One of
I'm never
the
working again. Type shit.
today some shit like out of a movie happened to me. Walking with this other girl named Jazz. Oh shit, why did I say her name? Walking with this girl, talking to her from our thing, and his other teacher, the teacher I told you guys who was like really seemed to be really into me and started acting weird because I guess I didn't do anything. I
Mm-hmm.
see her. This shit was like out of a movie because I'm looking at her. And usually I'm pretty cool about these things, right? I'm a cool dude,
You about to
Allegedly,
say cool
allegedly.
cucumber? This man was
cool
about to
kid.
be corny as hell.
But like, she caught me off guard. So I looked. Not only did I look at her, I looked at her, looked her up and down like some shit out of a movie. Looked back up at her, and she's looking at me. We're making eye contact, and then I looked away, and then I just started laughing. And the
Yo,
girl's like,
I
"What's
remember I
funny?"
did the exact same thing. Yo, you remember when the other David? You remember the other David, right, Gio?
Yeah.
That guy introduced us to one of his friends, like from a different school or whatever, a different place. He was like, "Oh, yeah, it's one of like my um, just one of his friends." My dumbass does that exact thing where I look her up and down because I found she was attractive, she was hot. There's no other word for it. She was hot, right? And
Girl said,
me and my dumb boy brain just seeing this person that I deemed attractive. What were we, like 16? I just fucking eyes falling out of my head, up and down, and she's like, "You dead ass, bro?" I was like, I didn't know what to say.
"You should have said yes." Yes,
Bro,
yeah.
my brain was fried, bro. I had nothing. Nothing was going on upstairs, bro.
What is she like? What is she mad that you found her attractive? Crazy
She,
shit.
she she wasn't mad at me, but it was just like
She
it was
should
just
be.
weird,
I, I would be mad if I met a girl and the first thing she did was look me up and down.
Bro,
Right,
we
I've
were in
had
like
that stuff
high
happen,
school, you.
man. I had that stuff happen to me in real life. I was flattered. I was flattered when that shit happened.
It
Like,
was just
yeah.
it was kind of weird.
I think that kind of stuff is cool. Nowadays they would call that Riz. What you did there. Um,
You
but
sound
I
like
mean
an
that
old
seems
man nowadays. You'd call.
nowadays. But the thing is that worked. I guess the unrestrained, like just looking at her, because later when I was talking to this other guy named Joe, this is what made no sense. She walked past, but now suddenly she's like, I guess she's like saying hi to Joe, and she did it twice, just moving so slow and like looking at it like, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is. I guess I was supposed to seize the moment there, but no, it's okay. She's like way older than me, and I work with her, so not gonna do that shit.
Sometimes there ain't a moment to seize.
Yeah. There's no moment there. I was like, it's okay, it's all right, it's okay. But
He's lying. Wait.
why don't we get into the topics? Ray, you had something for us that you wanted to talk about?
Well, it's not like particularly like a topic, right? It's more like a just constant thing that's been on my mind lately with the rise of AI. Because I can't go 5 seconds without.
Allen Iverson? Fucking on.
No. No. With the
Shout out
rise
to all
of
the sports fans out there.
artificial intelligence, I can't go like 5 seconds on like Instagram or YouTube or someone like being like, "Yo, use this AI to like automate this, use this AI to automate that," and I'm like, "All right, yeah, you can like help it write your essays for you for school or whatever, right? But you still have to like check it, like Like it writes you your essay. You still got to read through it and see it makes sense. And it's not gonna write you an essay fighting like XYZ point versus ABC point, right? Like you can like get it to write like certain chunks, and then you have to compile it together yourself, right? So there's still limitations to it. And I feel at that point, it's not that bad. Like, it's just another tool to help you do things, right? Like, oh man, I can't come up with some thumbnail, like not thumbnails, from like tags. Like, you can ask it to come up with some tags for you. I don't think that's too crazy. But we've gotten to such a point where AI can make a video, it can make text to speech, like you can just have it like speak for you, and like you can make a script. So you can literally have
Yeah,
AI generated videos like easy as hell.
I've seen, I've seen the scripts. Like the one, there was one about the Batman that had me dead.
No, I don't even mean like scripts for like movies or like, I mean like say
Oh,
I
what?
can go to ChatGPT and be like give me a 10-minute video script for investment tips, right? I can then take that script, go to a text to speech generator, right, and get like and like I don't mean like the same shit that you saw on Google where it sounds really robotic. I mean like a like bro, they've gotten to the point where they can basically mimic my voice. Like I could probably go make a recording and have it say some wild shit and then play it for you, and you would not know that it wasn't me. Or maybe you would know because like you know me. Like if I had to say some outlandish shit that I've never said, you'd be like, that's not that guy, right?
Sorry.
But that'd be a more of
I
a
want.
context thing, not a like the voice sounds off thing, right? Like they've
Let me
gotten really good at the voice
read.
thing.
Yeah, the voice thing was crazy. Remember you sent me that thing, and it was the guy's exact voice, and even doing like weird little like quirks stuff. I
Yeah,
was like, nah,
yeah. And
nah.
then there's the whole AI. Like they'll just make a video with some stock footage. Not even like stock footage. Like it's a still image. Like they will literally have a person, and it will start speaking the script that you feed it, and you can put the voiceover on it. So you can make whole generated videos. And right now you have to go to different places to do that. But soon enough, like someone's gonna combine those technologies together, and you're gonna be able to just like give me 10-minute video on fucking why Puss in Boots was a bad movie. Boom. Why Puss
All
in Boots
right,
was a
check
good movie. Boom. Why Shrek
check
is horrible. There it is. Like you're just gonna start pumping out these things. But
check out the first few lines of this script. This is exactly what Ray was talking about. Why you have to check over this script written by a Batman. I mean an AI, a Batman script written by an AI. It goes Batman introduction, traditional Batcave. Batman stands next to his Batmobile and uses his Bat computer. He is sometimes Bruce Wayne, sometimes Batman, all times orphan.
All times open.
yeah, I remember reading that one. That one was pretty good. But but even that one was years ago.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one
So
was
that
years
thing,
ago. If you had if you had an AI write a script now, it'd
yeah,
be
probably
pretty
be way
decent.
better than that.
It'd be pretty decent.
It's the
Um,
all times orphan line is what always gets me. All times orphan. But
but no, the reason I even like wanted to bring this up because like at it is right. It's like oh, who cares if other YouTubers lose their positions, right? No, like it is getting to the point where like McDonald's has opened up a completely workerless McDonald's. Like you don't you go you do you use the tablet whatever to order, and they have robots in the back making your food for you. Like like it's getting to the point where we can literally have no human interaction in like a fast food setting.
you
And
know what's the funny, you know what's the funniest part? People warned them about this. People told them that your employers, if you keep what do you call it, fighting against them, are just gonna replace you with robots. And no, they were like they would, they were acting like it would never happen. And here it is about to happen.
and see like right, it sounds funny because it's fast food workers, right? I'm not even
Yeah,
No,
disrespecting
I
fast
didn't
food.
even say
No,
it's funny because it's fast
but
food.
I'm talking. It's more specifically to Geo's reaction to it. But it's getting to the point where ChatGPT can write code for you. So a lot of
yeah.
software engineers are like, wait, this thing can write like legitimate good code, and
Yeah.
like they
And then
started being worried. It's like, wait, like are they gonna like?
yeah, and the artist, there's a big controversy in the artist community because you have the AI generated art that's actually pretty good. and they're mad about that. They're like, oh, it takes away work from artists and it steals.
All
They
right.
compare they
Well,
compare.
part of the controversy for that actually was that it's not really making new art. It's kind of like when you train an AI model on it, like it's kind of just like stealing your style. So people was like, "Yo, bro, like,
Yeah,
what the
but the thing
fuck?"
is, it does that with everything. You have to show the AI material for it to
Yeah,
create.
yeah, yeah. But I know certain people who were like, this AI is literally like, they were like, I trained it on this person's art style, and boom, it's just
Yeah,
I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy that they did that.
yeah. So people are angry about that aspect. So it can take work from many different kinds of people. So
It's
then it
really out
becomes,
here. It's out here. Like,
yeah, you
oh
got, yeah,
man.
music. People, it can make music. It can
Oh
do all
yeah,
sorts
so
of.
you make some pretty decent sounds right now.
Yeah, like did you guys watch that video I sent? It wasn't very good, but it was an AI made a fake Kanye slash Kendrick collab, and it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing either. Like the lyrics were weird,
No, I
but
don't
it
think I saw
wasn't
that
terrible.
one.
I tell you, I listened to that shit. And I was like, yo, if these AIs become a little more sophisticated, able to actually write lyrics, and you know what's so funny? I wrote a story predicting this would happen because, like, I remember I wrote a story a while ago called "The Ballad of Kennedy Dead" that I never finished, but I need to finish it because I like the idea. And
Ballad? It's not
it's
ballad?
it's ballad. That's what I said.
No, that's not what you said.
Oh, sorry. The Ballad of Kennedy Dead. That's the name, right? And basically, it's about this guy who he tries to become like this counterculture person, and he starts making music, and then he comes to realize that he's that like he realizes that there's a pendulum and all he's doing is the opposite of what is currently popular. So he realizes that his hardcore super like progressive ideology isn't that hardcore. And he's like he's supporting the establishment. That's what he comes to realize, that he's doing what they want him to. But one of the things in the thing is his band was like one of the last few human bands left because the new thing taking over all music was computer generated music, where they would just it was like just computer created sounds and like vocals, so no one listened to real artists anymore. All right.
Mm.
And I wrote that shit a while ago, and I was like, "Oh, this is probably what's really gonna happen." I remember thinking that as I was writing it, and here we go on the
But
precipice of that happening.
I mean, bro, it's actually becoming a real problem because I had someone in the tech space actually legitimately say with his whole mouth, he was like, "Why do car salesmen exist? Why we should just replace them with AI?" Like,
I mean, when you think, but the car sales industry is a very shady
yeah,
industry.
but I just been like, this man did not give a fuck about the
Yeah,
jobs he was like getting rid of with that stuff. He
yeah,
was like,
they never do, bro.
replace them with AI. And I was like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, like how
yeah.
do you
There's a lot.
fix your mouth to say that shit, bro?
I guess you saw this in a video, right?
No, I was literally talking to this person,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah. A
was
lot of
like,
those,
what the actual hell?
yeah, a lot of those tech bros are weird like that. They'll say goofy shit like that without thinking of the ramifications of what they're saying, and then when you mention it, they'll act like you're an idiot for mentioning the
Yeah, he
ramifications.
was like, I don't see why we would have people doing these like mundane tasks. Like, we should just let people do whatever they want. I was like,
And that's that argument is so fucking retarded.
yo, wait, because in his mind, it's like, yeah, we get rid of all of the low skill menial tasks, and then everyone's just doing cool, fun things that they want to do. I'm like,
I was like, how do they
no,
eat? Dude? How do they eat?
no. How do we go? How are we skipping all these steps, bro?
It's like, okay, this is like one. Okay, so no one has to do the job anymore. We just have the AI, right? First of all, what happens to the human condition? What happens when a human gets bored of just sitting there doing
Oh,
whatever he
people who
wants?
want to work can work if they want. That's literally what they said.
Like, there ain't no bills on the way. Like,
Like if they
like people don't have
no, because in this
responsibilities.
world, it's like the people who don't want to work don't have to work because
Well,
why?
the
Why
world
should they?
doesn't exist.
He was like, why should you have to work for your right to live? And I was like, I don't think you are understanding the
Yeah, tell a
reason
landlord that.
that
Explain that to a
we
landlord.
like have jobs in the first place. You know, like Like, we aren't working for money because this is some weird system where money is like the root of all our things, right? Like, the idea of working was like we are all contributing to this society together.
First, it was like that at
Yeah,
first.
that was it. Like, and like along the time, there are things that have come in between, right? So it's very hard to still see it as that. So like that, I feel like that's where the idea is like, why are we working for money? We should everything should just be free. And I'm just like, you are so off. You are very far off the mark here.
Yeah, because then what happens in trying to create this imaginary utopia is okay, you make all the AI. What happens if the AI starts to fuck up? Like let's say in this
Well,
imaginary
you would
utopia,
have some people who are good at it, right? But if no one has to work, why would anyone be good at it?
that's
I
what
mean,
I'm
I
saying.
know someone somewhere would just have it in them to just be really good at it. But you would probably just end up in situations where it's like, yeah, that one guy is really good at like fixing these AI things. Like, I don't know why. It's just he's just really good at it.
So these motherfuckers, the dark future that people have been imagining and been frightened of for so long, where machines take over every aspect of our life, these idiots want that to happen. They welcome that shit.
It does
Isn't
kind of
that
seem
crazy?
that
And
way.
and it depends on what kind of positions the AI be taking. Like right now, we're talking about low skill level jobs, but if it gets to a
No,
point,
like some people are
yeah,
legitimately probably looking into having them replace artists and having them replace uh IT people in general. Like, why do I
yeah.
need my IT man? Like, just ask ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, this is wrong, and it'll just give you a list of things you need to do to fix it.
I mean, imagine they start replacing doctors and lawyers and all
There's
types of important
already
positions.
robotic machines that doctors are trying to use to like make surgeries easier, right? Don't you remember they did
Well, the
surgery
thing
on
is,
a grape, right?
but they usually do that for the surgeries that are actually very intense and human hands might be a little too,
Exactly. But what I'm saying is,
yeah,
if you get that robot and you train it, like say it, this is the world renowned doctor, whatever. He trained
yeah,
this AI to do this thing. Like, it could do surgeries just as good as he can. Why the fuck do I need that guy anymore?
exactly. Well, but then, because then what if the machine messes up, I guess? So you still need
Yeah,
that guy.
and
I, but
that's a
I can
dangerous
have six
consequence,
different
bro.
clones, you know?
True. But
That's
Like,
a
then the
dangerous
it's
unfortunate
just
part,
consequence.
it's such a weird
yeah,
thing to think about.
yeah, because the unfortunate part is even in this imagined future, if all the machines, something happens, let's imagine something happens. I
Oh,
don't know.
haywire.
Yeah, something goes haywire. Some EMP thing happens, sprints out of fucking few electrical systems, right? Things are fucked, right? Now, in this future where no one has been doing anything, what do you do? Like, there are no doctors anymore because no one
Mm.
needed doctors. So it's like, how do you even produce your food now? No one knows. Maybe no one knows how to plant anything anymore. Like, what
How would
happens?
you be able to teach anybody anything?
Hashtag you
Oh,
get
Yeah,
fucked, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
yeah.
yeah.
And you start
Yo,
picking up a
speaking of
book
that,
and self-teaching yourself.
that's really what EJ. Remember the Metal Gear Solid thing you showed me with
Yeah, I don't think
the
they were
Metal.
taking it. They weren't really taking it to that point, though. They were just saying
No,
that
but remember it's the machines
they weren't
decide.
really exposing the problems with the AI. It was the AI saying that yeah, we should be the ones to filter out information, but that they were the ones that would be best
But
suited for that because they're incapable of human error.
if you have AI doing everything, all the tasks that keep your society in order, it's like, are you really in control of your society anymore, or is it the AI that controls you? It's like,
Yeah,
you know what
and
I mean?
then the AI could get to a point where they have a mind of their own, and they
No,
have
that's not a thing that really can happen.
I don't know.
It, the
This is
way,
all
in order
theoretical.
for that to happen, we'd have to be like light years ahead in with
Yeah.
the current AI we have. Like, we'd have to be to the point where we've literally created consciousness.
Yeah, like you.
Not a mind of their own in the sense of actually having a mind of their own. I just mean more of like things don't go according to the code or the plan that people had for the AI, and they end up
I mean, there could,
going they end
yeah.
up going in the opposite direction. Now it might
There
not be through some actual instinct or mind, but yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, there could be some like error where the machines start doing some shit they're not supposed to,
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
yeah, that can happen. But they could probably fix that. But maybe a bunch of bad shit would probably happen first.
And
Yeah.
I
Before
know
the
we sound like a bunch of doomers, right? But
yeah.
nah,
Doomers.
it is kind of a scary prospect to think about right now. Where, because it's not that I think the people who are developing the AI want these changes. I feel it's all the people who don't understand the implications who want these changes, and that's the real issue.
Maybe they
With
don't even care about the implications.
maybe they don't, but when I just hear these people be like, yeah, you should just replace that person with AI. We should just get rid of that person. We should get rid of this person. It's like, yo, bro, these are real people. You know, like these people have jobs, they have things. If you want to talk about maybe we don't need 15 million fast food workers, that's a different conversation. Like that's a wholly different conversation we should be having.
You ever heard of you ever heard of accelerationism?
No.
It's the
But
idea that the advancements in society that would result from whatever thing you're trying to push forward are worth it no matter what, no matter what is a result of those changes. So no matter like what happens, if people are dying and it's causing societal collapse, it's like the end goal is all that matters. So it's like if this thing reaches the level that it's supposed to, the benefits that we'll be able to reap will outweigh all the current, uh, negative impact. So
and
that might
there's
be
and there's like one solution to that problem with the AI creates another problem elsewhere where there's lack of jobs for people. So like yeah, you increased, I guess if we were talking about the fast food example, where there's less error in that department and people are getting their deliveries faster or they're not getting into any kind of dispute over their order, whatever.
uh,
But now you got people that don't have jobs. You got people that there has to be a place for them. So it's like you create one solution to attack one problem, but then
uh,
you just opened up one somewhere else.
actually I was wrong. I was confusing two types of accelerationism. The accelerationism relating to technology is more about the idea of the singularity. You know, the idea that technology is going to outpace
Yeah.
its creators, and we're not going to be able to control it. So it goes back to doomer stuff. It's doomer. We're talking about doomer stuff here. That's what We're literally talking about accelerationism. That's what we're talking about.
I
Yeah.
mean, like it's honestly crazy. It's honestly crazy. Cause like EJ was saying, like you really don't think about the implications and like just replacing people's jobs, right? Like
Yeah.
what the actual hell?
I
Like
think I think people always find themselves, I guess, at odds when it comes to coming up with a solution to a societal problem. There's like you have this one method that could work, but then it also creates, implications or negative consequences for someone else. So you can't accommodate everybody, right? Like somebody is gonna guess be at the losing end of it. But it's just how much are you gonna put that person in a bad position?
I mean, that's why people say you should not seek utopias anyway, and they're
Yeah.
not worth striving toward because utopias aren't real. They don't exist, and you're never going to be able to create this perfect world. Like it's just not going to happen. Every attempt to do something like that has resulted in well, not every attempt, but more often than not, it results
Yeah.
in like some terrible, tragic, misfortune that befalls
That's
large.
why it's necessary for there to be, I guess, gaps or things that are, things that people complain about. Like it's necessary to have those inconveniences because, there's a better that I don't know how to really frame it. It's just more of like there's a better side that people are not are taking for granted. There's a better side, even though it's like the what you were saying about the greatest amount of people that benefit, something like that. Even though that these are the people that are going to be at loss. So there's certain I can't give a concrete example, but there's certain things like that where they have to stay intact in order to service the most amount of people.
I mean, on one hand, like AI becomes, let's say AI starts doing a lot of these things, right? And it forces people to go into new avenues. It is very possible that something like this could be what pushes humanity into the next precipice and they evolve and start doing strange things we can't even consider right now
Yeah.
because AI has taken up taken up so many of the things we are so concerned with now. Who knows what future humans might come up with, or what might be considered normal in the future? Like not normal, but like what they are capable of doing. You get what I'm saying? Like it's hard to
Mm-hmm.
put this into words.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
understand. One of the ideas that the person I was talking to said they were like, if we start replacing jobs in mass, it would force the government to like do something. And I was like,
well, you're literally describing a form of accelerationism. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I have seen what the government has to do when it's forced to do something, and it didn't turn out so hot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't want I don't want that. I don't want that. Like I wholeheartedly do not want it to get to the point where like I have to just like wait for the government to like make a correct decision.
So what would you suggest to somebody in the current workforce with AI a looming potentiality?
I don't even know. I genuinely don't even know, bro.
I've seen videos from like these like hustle gurus, like these like work guys, and they're always saying like, "Oh, don't fear the AI." Like, I guess I haven't watched the videos yet. I've seen them in like my feed, and it's like I guess their argument is like you have to become useful or something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I was saying to that guy that what's more likely to happen is like it's going to happen like the replacement's going to happen over a slow amount of time, and all you're going to get is people saying, "Hey, it's not my fault that you're not good enough, that your job got replaced by an AI. Maybe just here are the top 5 jobs that you can do to not get replaced by AI." Like I can see the
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
thumbnails right now,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
top 5 industries that can't be impacted by AI, right? And like I can
it is.
see the conversations with people be like, oh well, maybe if they had gone to school and got a better job or a better degree, like they wouldn't have been replaced by
Yeah.
AI. And I was like, yo, that's shit. That's such a shit
Yeah, that's
idea, bro.
fucked.
And then you can't even just pack it up and decide I'm gonna move to the forest because the government gonna find some reason to attack you with 3,000 ATF agents and murder your family. They gonna be like, oh, that nigga out there living swell without our assistance. Kill his ass. Go kill his ass.
Oh man, like it's honestly like beyond scary. I don't know what to say about it. Like it's just a scary idea that one, we're getting to the point where we actually can replace like human jobs with it, like robots, like like AI, whatever. Two, it does show that there are a lot of positions that we might not have necessarily needed people in, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's getting to the
that's
point
what
like there's
I'm
7 billion people on the planet, bro. Like
saying.
you're gonna have to make a job. That's just you
Yeah,
have to make a job if you want to like earn money. You have to make one a job. Like if I started a business right now, that's me making a job because I just needed to find a way to make money. And some people might think that's a weird idea where you have to like work to like live, but it'd be like the reason people give me money is because I'm now contributing to that society. That's the
yeah.
reason I even had the money coming in is because I provided some sort of value, right?
On some level, you need work. You need some level of stability to keep a society working.
Yeah,
Without that glue, what happens? You
And
know?
that
anarchy.
idea about the idea about where you saying people that you've spoken with will say, yeah, just get rid of them and replace them with AI. I feel like I hate when people promote that kind of idea because it's like those kind of people that disregard somebody's way of life because it doesn't impact theirs at
Mm-hmm.
all whatsoever. So it's easy for them to make that recommendation. It's easy to put that out there, like, oh yeah, like it's an inconvenience to my life that I have to wait online because this person doesn't know how to make drinks or something. But it's just like you don't know, you're not living in that person's shoes. And I'm not saying that all of society's choices have to revolve around looking from that person's point of view.
But
But
on some level, you have to
but
be
on-
open
but
to.
on some level, you have to be sensitive to that. And
Yeah,
because we live in a society, and if it's not you, it might be a friend of yours, it might be someone you know. And I think that people have to be more empathetic when it comes to that.
And honestly,
Obviously, 100%, it's not going to be 100%. Like you're not going to want to cater to someone all the time, but that's just how it is.
And it really does get to the point where, like, like McDonald's is doing that thing right now. Like they are testing it out, right? Say it goes swimmingly. Say tomorrow they get like 1,000 more like units or whatever. They can open up like 1,000 more stores. What happens to all the people that were working those jobs? Like, I know the idealistic idea is that those people get to like follow their dreams, but it's like that is not what's going to happen. Those people lose their
What
job.
if,
They have
what
no
if,
money coming in. They can't just go back to school. They
yeah,
can't
yeah,
just
exactly.
open a business.
Or what if those people don't have any dreams? What if they just like flipping burgers at McDonald's? What if what they like doing? No, they
Those
no.
are those are
Yeah,
fringe cases. Those are fringe
Bro,
no, no,
cases.
no, no,
literally,
no,
there was just a viral video about this man who never missed a day at like Burger King for like.
Yeah, because he had bills, nigga.
But I'm just saying, he
He
didn't
had to
miss a
enjoy that
single
shit.
day, not one
Nigga,
day for
the
like 11 years,
bills.
he
bro.
The
liked his job.
bills.
You
He
know what
liked
it
his
is
job.
to not miss
He
one
was living
day?
check the he was living check to check. That's what you call living check to check, nigga.
Yo, EJ, tell me you never missed one day. You never got sick?
No, think
Yeah, I
about this.
miss I miss one day. I miss one day,
There's some
but
janitors. There's some janitors. They enjoy their jobs. You replace their job with AI. What if he just liked doing what he did? What if he liked cleaning? What if it was
I
part
mean,
of his thing?
of course, there's probably someone out there, but it's French
I
cases. That's
literally
all I'm saying.
follow someone on Instagram that like likes cleaning. They literally go to people's houses to clean for free. That's how much they like cleaning.
Mm.
Yeah, and
I
then
want
you
to pull up to
replace
my
that
crib.
motherfucker's job. You replace that motherfucker's job with a robot doing it, and now he's out on the streets. Go follow your dreams. That was my.
Yeah.
I like.
Following your dreams ain't sustainable. I mean, it sounds cool on a license plate, but it's not sustainable.
It's
It's not
like
sustainable.
follow in a reasonable fashion. Like don't people be up and moving to Las Vegas and
Yeah.
leave
Also,
everything behind. So when they
Also,
go
let's
follow
let's
their
let's be realistic about the people that it impact. If everyone who lost their like job, like a fast food job today, these are not young people. Like a lot of times they're not young people.
yeah, the young people only work there for like a few years before they move on,
Yeah,
if
they
they're
are there for
working.
like they were there for a summer. Like if you go
Yeah,
to a fast food place in the summer, you might see a bunch of teenagers or young adults, right? But
Yeah.
more likely than not, if you're going in the winter or the off seasons, you're gonna see the people who really work there all the time. And it's not someone who's young. It's like a 30, 40 year old person, right?
yeah, this is their life.
Like this
Yeah,
is their
Yeah.
job.
yeah,
So
and then you,
it's
you can say
crazy,
all
man.
that bullshit. Maybe they should have went to school, but you weren't saying that when you were taking the food out of their fucking hands that they prepared for you. Now you want to develop that argument because you want to absolve yourself of any guilt. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That is actually it. They just don't want to feel bad about it. They was like, well, if they had gone to a good school and got a good degree and and it's like, yo, you don't know their life story. Like
Yeah.
this job here afforded them a comfortable life. They
It's
made
not
their
just that.
mistakes or whatever. And
Many,
go
many
on, what were you
people
saying?
working fast food and or maintenance jobs or janitorial jobs. A lot of them are mentally damaged. That's
That too.
all they could have done. Yeah.
That too. A lot of the Walmart greeters, they are mentally. I don't want to say ill. That's the wrong word. They have a lot of issues. They
Yeah.
have a lot of health issues. They have a lot of mental
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
Hell, it's kind of bad, but like Walmart kind of targets them because of that. Because they go after those people so they don't get a new job. It's kind of weird.
It's funny when like these same everyday uh civilians that walk around promoting these ideas and giving like these politicians flack and trying to inform them on how society should be ran or what the public policy should be when they're not even in those shoes or have to make those important decisions. And it's a good thing they don't, because it's so easy for them to look at it from one side and be like, yeah, displace X amount of people, but then you don't have a solution for those X amount of people,
Yeah.
and ends up creating a problem elsewhere that you don't have an answer for.
Yeah,
Rule
So
of the majority easily devolves into oppressing the minority. Yeah.
yeah.
Like yeah,
It is just a true statement.
yeah. Man. Yeah, that is interesting. Like, I don't know, man, because it makes me wonder because they give people like they give kids the last episode we were talking about this, the information age. Well, we already are in the information age, but I feel like we're going deeper. We're about to accelerate hardcore light years into the information age. But they give American children a lot of shit for saying that they want to be influencers, right? Like apparently that's one of the top jobs that children want. But when you look at the influencers in American society and how much they control, how much
They have power.
influence they have, of course that's gonna be, that's gonna be what you seek. Back in the days when rock stars were always on TV, a lot of kids wanted to be rock stars. You know,
hmm
um, but then it becomes even more so because then you look, right? Follow your dreams, right? Follow your dreams.
Yeah.
In a world where machines are doing everything, right? You can't say my dream is to be, I don't know, a wood sculptor, right? Because it's like the robots do that shit already and they do it 1,000 times better than you. So it's like, okay, what are you gonna do?
I
I guess I'm
mean,
gonna make
maybe one of
entertainment.
those things like you said, where a wood sculptor just comes out with some crazy new thing that machines
Yeah,
just can't wrap their minds around, right? Until they see that guy do it enough times, and they're like, "Oh, I got it."
yeah. I mean, that's a weird. That's the thing I'm wondering. Like, I can't even visualize what. It's hard to visualize these things, but it's kind of wonder what happens when humans have all their current, skills and trades taken from them. Like, what happens? Do we evolve to having new, more, advanced skills and trades? Do we become like some weird Zen people just meditating all the time,
Yeah.
or
it's
what
it's
happens?
it's kind of hard to tell with AI, right? Because AI, to a certain extent, can learn things, right? So like it can adapt. Be it can like take those new techniques that we developed and like kind of apply it to itself, right?
Yeah,
So before when things came out like the ladle to like carve wood faster and like printing presses and all that, like sure, we would we would kind of lose a little bit of respect for certain skills, but then eventually we catch up and we like start outpacing people with a certain aspect because we just don't need that specific skill really, right?
yeah.
But AI,
I mean, how
like if
long
I
is it?
start like if I like say for carving wood specifically, right? Like I can mass produce wooden chairs. That's when you start getting those really artsy chairs now, right? Like the really fantastical dining room tables carved out of mahogany or whatever. Like you start getting those things after the mass production because now after I no longer have to sit here working on regular tables, I can focus on more artsy applications. But when the robot itself can do the artsy shit, what's left for me?
But how long is it until, machines get into producing religious texts and we get like a fucking cult mechanicus
Um,
walking around?
5 minutes because if I go to Chat GPT right now, I can have it print out a whole Bible.
Yeah, so how long is it do you think until we have fucking tech priests and people worshiping these machines?
So
I wouldn't be
basically,
surprised if people are already doing that.
Chat GPT could run the world. What
I
you
mean,
saying?
no, it itself cannot do that, right? Because I
But
would need to
and
tell it to do things.
but at some point in the future, when they've integrated enough of this AI technology into our daily lives, it pretty much will be running the world. Like your whole life will be controlled and designed by these algorithms and
I
systems.
mean, yeah, because the idea itself isn't even that bad in my opinion, right? Because
Yeah,
it does just take information that we're gonna use and stuff, right? Things that we were already gonna do, and it just makes it easier for me to do those things. I
yeah,
don't mind that. It makes a lot of sense for me for that even.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But it gets to the point where I'm like, shit, like it can like make new things, and that's the scary part when it is
yeah.
creating things
I mean,
where I
we're
can
probably
just
gonna,
like, hey, can you make me a sandwich, and it'll like make a sandwich. That's insane.
yeah. What's probably gonna end up happening is legislation is gonna stop a lot of this stuff. That's what I
I
see occurring.
I would think, but I don't know if it's gonna happen fast enough, and that's the problem. Because currently, it is up to the private sector if it wants to if it wants to fire everyone and you can replace them with robots. Who the fuck's gonna stop me, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And if the companies all wait, right? They're just literally waiting for the perfect moment. Like they like amass a workforce and then announce this brand new breakthrough where they do this. So what? You know? So what?
mm, yeah. Yeah, I remember I was trying to explain to a guy that when they started putting those kiosks in, I was like, the next step is being able to make the sandwich, machines being able to make the sandwiches. He's like, no, that's not what it's for. I think you might remember I had a conversation with that guy. He's like, no, it's only because people don't like ordering at the thing. I'm like, you fucking idiot. I was like, no, they're not just doing that because people don't. I was like, no, they're. I was like, this is market research. I was like,
Yeah, it's
this is
like,
what
oh,
they're
I don't need to pay someone to stand here and take your order, and because really, what the kiosks were, they were just like, do I need the middleman? Do I need someone to push the buttons
yeah.
for me,
And
right?
then they saw that actually you don't. I mean, you look, they have been cutting their workforces already. You go into any McDonald's, there aren't as many people working there. There's not. Like they have the people in the back, and then they'll have like
They'll have
one person maybe.
one person on the
Register.
register, one person on the
Yeah.
register, and
Yep.
I hate that because like, bro, sometimes my mom will give me a specific order, and I'm like, I'm not going to the kiosk for this very specific order. Like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Also, I
Right.
think by having the kiosk, they kind of limit you on what you can and can't pick. I think that's like another thing that they do. I just think that's kind of scummy
Mm,
because it's harder to customize at the kiosks.
mm. Interesting. I don't know, man. With this AI stuff, I mean, I don't see it becoming so advanced that it's going to completely take work out of many people's hands yet. But I do agree that it could be a problem in the future. But I mean, the only thing I can think of is going into certain fields, like
I'm
learning
telling
something.
you right now, a AI robot literally doing everything for you is on the way. It's on the way.
Um, Supplemental is what it's for right now. Supplemental thing.
And like, I don't mind when it's used supplementarily, right? Like supplementary. Is that how you say it?
It's just, I think it's just supplementally. Yeah,
Mentally? Mentary?
mentally, supplementally.
Yeah, I don't think that one's right. I don't think that's right at all.
You know, I think fact check that first, Jamie.
It's supplemental.
Yo, ChatGPT, how do you say?
It's not supplement. It's not supplementary. It's definitely not that.
But is it mentally? Why would it be mentally?
Why would it be mentory? Fuck is mentory?
Supplementary.
Ah, yes.
There is supplementally, but that's different.
Guess you're both right.
No, it
So,
looks as if something added, complete a thing, make up for
see, I'm not. It's
deficiency
not the
or add.
word. It's the pronunciation that I'm on, bro.
Well, it's supplementally.
It's the
It's not
end part
mentally,
of the
bro.
word.
Oh my
It's
god.
not mentally. It's mentory.
It's not mentory. I don't know. Where are you seeing mentory?
The fuck is mentory?
Supplementary.
Nah, that's right. It's
Supplementary.
right though. It's mentory.
Man, fuck it. Doesn't even matter.
There we go. Yeah, I guess it was supplementary.
I don't think the audience gives a fuck either way.
Yeah, bro. Just
Supplementary. Okay.
oh man.
Um, but man, oh man, oh man. You guys got. Oh, actually, you know what? I guess I'll touch on something. I think EJ mentioned something that made me start thinking about this. Um, People are very. So people talk a lot about not judging people, not being judgmental, and being accepting and open until you have a specific kind of ideology or lifestyle that I guess they're so opposed to that suddenly all that shit flies out the window. They don't give a fuck about not being judgmental anymore. It's like I was having a conversation with these girls at work, and it was just about relationship stuff, and I was telling them the way I perceive a lot of these things, right? And then they had so many interesting words for me. One of the things we got into conversation with was we were watching this video, and it was like I was saying I would never go through a significant other's phone. I think it's not something I'm interested in. And like, oh, they were telling me you kind of have to. Oh, no one should be against having someone go through your phone. And I was like, no, I feel like there should be clear boundaries in a relationship. And they're like, no, those aren't boundaries. They're like, when you're this is what the girl
Those
said.
aren't boundaries?
She said those aren't the right kind of boundaries or something is what she was saying. Then she said something I found very strange. That made me think this is what the way people think of relationships are very unhealthy. She's like, if you're like fucking me and you like we're together all the time, then it shouldn't be a problem for me to go through your phone. And I was like, damn, you guys really see who you're dating as like like a fucking organism attached to you, don't you? I was like, it's like that was a weird way I feel like of thinking of that. Where it's like, okay, this person is sleeping with me and having sex with me. He's part of me. Me and him are one and the same. You know,
That's what they mean by they complete me. That's what they mean by that.
is that
You
shit
become a
not
part of their
weird?
life force,
Is
literally.
that shit not weird to you
No,
guys?
that's weird to me.
That's weird to me.
Because it's like that's a whole other person, bro. That's a
That's what I
whole other
said.
Well,
person.
ideas, thoughts, feelings.
That's
Like
what I said. I
so,
was like,
like
why would I be sitting there trying to control their behavior? Like, it's not controlling. I was like, if you're making someone do things specifically for your benefit, I was like, you are controlling them. You are.
That's
I
where
was like,
you
it doesn't
start
have,
taking out the compromising part of a relationship, and it solely
exactly.
becomes about what you want.
Exactly.
yeah,
It's like it's not like you're because I was trying to explain to her when I say controlling, I'm not giving it a negative connotation. I'm literally giving it the objective value. If you're making someone do things for your benefit, you are controlling their actions. They're doing it for you in service of you. Ergo, you're controlling their actions,
yeah,
right?
you are controlling them 100%.
Exactly. And then like, the conversation just kept getting weirder and weirder because they're like, oh, it's funny because they're. I'm like saying I don't want to see what's on their phone. I was like, if whatever they're doing, they're doing. I'll find out eventually. It's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like they're pretty much proving my point. Like, oh, talking about one of them was talking about how she cheats on her man, and he when he went through her phone.
There's really no reason they should be wanting to check their phone unless something happened,
Now you
and
wanna know why? It's because
so,
they.
unless something happened and they grown suspicious of them, and then they're acting different. Then I could understand why you would want to look through their phone, but
Bro, I feel even in that situation, I don't think I like first thing would do to like start snooping through their phone.
that might be the only way for them to find out, though.
Yeah, no, but
To
I'm just like I'm
confirm.
thinking personally, right? Like if I
Yeah,
am suspicious of you doing something, I'm gonna come to you straight up. And if you cannot clearly explain to me, and I think you're still lying to my face, then we might have to take some escalatory actions.
I
But
mean, I would say I would do the phone thing as a test. Let me see your phone. Are you acting weird? I would
yeah,
let
that's what I'm saying.
anyone.
Like it would have to be
a
after some
conversation
other
might not clear that
steps.
up though. Like the lie might be really good. People are good
No,
liars out there.
that's true, but I'm saying I would ask to see their phone. If they're acting weird about it, I'm like, you know, I didn't even want to
Yeah,
see your phone. I was just testing your reaction. I was just testing your. We're done. Let's
He's
just
like,
have it done.
yo, show me what you were
no,
sending to
but
that man
but if you
David.
say that, if you say that though, they're gonna bring up the argument you're bringing. Like, why do you need to look through my phone? Why do you?
The thing is,
Yeah,
the reason my look on this,
it's my phone.
I think if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, man. I was like, because I'm explaining to them like, if this person is like a bona fide cheater who knows what they're doing, you're not gonna find shit on their phone,
Yeah,
or you're gonna find something on their phone. They're gonna explain it away. They're gonna ask for your forgiveness, and you're gonna forgive them because that's what these people do.
probably. Yeah.
And then like the conversation got even weirder because then they were trying to find out what what a relationship is for me. And I was explaining to them, I was like, I don't really I was telling them the way I view relationships is like when I'm with a person, I'm with them for a certain amount of time, and then when the feelings start to fade or I feel like it's time for the thing to come to pass, I let it pass. I let the relationship end. And like, oh, so you're just a serial like dater. And I was like, I mean, who
You
isn't,
describe
bro?
that shit like a show that goes on
Nah, I don't.
that,
That's not a
that,
serial
that
dater.
doesn't need to go on for too long.
Yeah,
That
It ends at the right time.
what you described is not a serial dater.
yeah. But she was just trying to shame me
It's
now.
like instead of what these network executives do and give the show another season, I'm gonna end it right here. It was a good run.
She
It's a good
started
run.
saying that like my lifestyle suddenly was the worst thing on the planet, and like they're both trying to shame me for it. The other girl was saying I'm breaking her heart in what I'm describing. Like what the fuck? How is that? And then she says to me, she starts saying the person who kind of develops a style like you, it's just that they're afraid of commitment
No,
and
no, no.
afraid
Bro,
of
I
connection.
was literally just telling this girlfriend I know about this stuff. Cause she was telling me like,
Yeah.
yo, bro, I don't know what to do. Like, I really like this guy, but like, he's like the texting is dry, talking is dry. And I was like, so? I was like, do you like talk to him in person as good? She's like, no. And I was like, why do you like him? She's like, I don't know. And it's like, sounds like you didn't like him that much either. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, just
Sounds like you were
let.
just trying to force something.
Yeah, she's like, but I really like him. It's like, I don't lie to you, girl. Most of us don't know what we really like.
Or
I always find it funny when people say, "Oh, you're afraid of commitment." Like it's not always a bad thing. Because what if you're just bad at commitment? So I'm supposed to commit to you, and you see how bad I am at it, and now you're pleased. Like, wow, look, great, look, this is me when I commit. This is me. Is that what you want? Is that what you want to see how much I fail at it? You know, like if you could be honest, that you can't commit to something,
yeah, I mean, I
right?
was telling them
That has to be some kind of there has to be some kind of appreciation for that.
yeah. It is like it's funny because like they try to shame me and they think that they'll think that something they're saying is gonna be something I'm like, no, I wouldn't, but I'm just like, yes. Like so
Yes.
like when those I'm like, yes. So they'll say something
Yeah.
like, oh, you sound like you're afraid of committing. I mean, when I was like, it's not that I'm afraid, I just don't want to. I was like, I would rather not have to commit to a whole nother individual like that. I was like, maybe the time will come, but it hasn't come yet, and I don't want it to come too soon. That's what I said. But it's just funny because, like I said, so accepting of every other type of relationship structure and sexuality and everything. But a guy mentions that he's not the most, like, he doesn't really see romance the same way as them, and they lose their shit. They get mad and start insulting me and shaving me. You know, what the fuck is
Bro,
going on?
I swear it's not even because they disagree with what you said. It's because they like you and they're mad that you don't agree with them.
To be honest, it might be. You know, okay, I'm gonna tell you the funniest part of this conversation. So as we're having this conversation, the girl says, right? She goes, every time we speak, what does she say?
I get more turned off, I
You,
think.
yeah, I get turned off more and more. And I looked at her, I was like, that's okay. That's what I said. I was like, that's okay. And
He
the
was
other
like,
girl
good.
started laughing.
Good.
That wasn't the plan. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, look at you. Look at how full of yourself you are. Thinking that you're supposed to be the one that I'm trying to like. What?
that's what I said. And even when I
You
said
putting
it to her,
yourself in that place for?
I was like, all she did is out herself by saying that shit. Pretty much what she said was, I liked you before, but then you said things that made me not like you as much. That's really what she was saying. It's
That
like,
would
come on.
suck if I cared about turning you on. Like, that
Yeah,
would
like,
suck.
yeah.
Imagine her with the good. Good.
I thought about it, but instead I was just like, that's okay. And I paused. There was a brief pause, and I did think about saying the good. But I was like, yeah, let's not do that. I was like, that's okay. That's what I said. And the other girl heard me and just started laughing. Because, I mean, I don't know, man.
It's great when you can speak freely too, especially around someone you're not trying to attract whatsoever.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like it's like this is nothing. You think I'm taking risks?
I mean,
You
Like you're
think
not on
I'm
my
taking a risk?
you're not on my
that's what
radar. Like
That's
ain't it,
crazy.
that's what I was trying to
you
tell
think I'm
them.
being daring? Like
I feel like a lot of the problems, I feel like the problems is not with relationships itself. I feel like it's the way people view them and the way they use them as like these strange. It's like I remember I was saying to Ray, it's like people seem to really believe they absolutely need a relationship to like enhance themselves. But then my
build them.
point is,
Yeah.
they're like they need that level of connection. I was like, why can't you just build connections with people around you?
Yo, you wanna
I was
know
like, you
what?
can
This
build
is this is
connections
going to be the
outside of
worst thing I said in a while.
relationship.
I really only feel that way from females that I know. Like most of the men I know don't feel that way. Where like they just need to constantly be in a relationship.
Well, see, no. There are a lot of men who do think the
Yeah,
same
I'm
way.
saying like the
Yeah.
ones I know.
Yeah.
Like the ones I know don't do that. But a lot of the female friends I have, they just bro, I'm telling you,
Well,
like they break up with the person, 6 days later they're all in, like ready to date and get like move in with this other person. I'm like, yeah, bro,
okay,
how
Ray,
did you even move
the
that
people
fast, bro?
the people
Yeah.
we know might be outliers though, because I do see there are a lot of men who are constantly wondering how to get women, and I mean, you see these
Yeah.
red pill guys. What do you think those guys? Who do you think those guys appeal to? They appeal to
Yeah,
men who
true,
desperately want to
true,
be in
true.
relationships. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
just so weird to me because I'm like, bro, like all of my female friends, bro, they just got guys coming out the woodwork. I'm like,
yep.
yo, how are men complaining about there not being no bitches around when y'all are just out here just running through them? That was kind of me. That was kind of me.
But, It's funny because it's like one of the things we were watching that you remember that show that I think Evan Priest reacted to it, where it's like a lie detector show and they ask the questions and
See how they respond. Yeah.
yeah, it's usually about their relationships and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One of the episodes, the girl they were losing their shit because the girl pretty much admitted that no, it was that wrong show. Sorry, because they were watching an episode of The Cut, and in The Cut, the girl had pictures saved of like her ex, right? And like at the time, I think I did find this. My reaction to this when I first saw it was different than my reaction now. I wasn't as surprised because now these days I feel like things like that are given, right? But she had pictures of her boyfriend and still had her ex-boyfriend and still had feelings for him. So then I looked at them and I was like, doesn't really matter though. And they they got mad at me. I was like, I feel like most people have that feeling of the one who got away and probably still have unresolved feelings for someone that they were seeing. I was like, doesn't matter if they're no longer seeing that person and they're seeing you now. I was like, this, it's like it doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean they're gonna cheat on you. What do you guys think about that?
I think one personally, if I had old pictures of someone, it's because I just don't delete them, right? Like it's not that I'm looking at. It's just what
No, she specifically.
I know. I'm just saying, like, just giving
Yeah.
some context before I say anything. I was like, I personally, if it happened to me, I just forgot that they were there. But if you're looking at them and like looking at them longingly, I would feel a type of way. Like I'd feel a
Or
type of
you
way.
still got that number you ain't delete. It's like, damn, you can't bring yourself to get it, erase it.
Cause then at that point I feel like he's like, yo, you kind of hoping that they slide back in the dims, huh? Like, and I
Yeah.
know
Try
rationally
to keep that
that
window
might
open,
not.
even though that shit been shut. No matter if you got it
Yeah,
saved.
and I like I said, like I know rationally that's probably not what's going on, but like I just feel like yeah, that's kind of so yo, we're like
Yeah.
for real, bro. Like you that ass.
I'm saying bullshit because they were asking me, "What would you do if you're in that situation?" And I was trying to explain to them that it's very unlikely that something like that would happen to me. Because I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, I don't really date the way people usually date. So I was like, even if I was with somebody, I probably only would have been with them for a short amount of time. If I saw something on their computer of their boyfriend or something, I wouldn't care. I'm like, oh, that's your ex? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
a
like
lot.
if I went on with this girl, right? Let's say for a couple years, and we went on like trips. We went to Cancun, or we did like, we had these nice memories together. And like I'm no longer with her, and let's say it was a hard breakup. I'm not going to delete the picture because not because I'm still not over that. It's just nah. We was in Cancun. That's a nice picture. I'm not gonna frame it up on my wall or nothing like that. I'm not gonna give it that much attention. But I'll keep it there because I look back like, oh, I was in Cancun. It ain't even about her. She
Right.
happened to be accompanying me in the picture, but it's just more of like it's a dope picture. It's not like I'm going to Cancun
Yeah.
every year. So
Yeah.
that's how I
Specifically,
look at it.
Yeah, like I really do feel it depends on how they specifically feel about
that's what I
the
said.
figure.
I was like, it has to be a case by case thing. That's what I
Yeah.
told them.
Like I can't
But
I can't be mad at you for just having the picture. But if you're gonna be like, oh, I can't delete it, that's my first love, I'm so in love, I'd be like,
Yeah.
well, fuck me then, right?
specifically
Like,
in this scenario, she had pictures of like the guy like in his like boxers and stuff, and like
Yeah, you're doing the
yeah,
most. You're doing the most. Come on, man.
and then what else she had? There was something else she
You
did.
can't even explain that.
Well,
Can't
here's the
even
part
explain it.
though. She was only with the new guy for 2 months. And that part I felt like I was like, does that matter then? I was like, of course
two
she's not
months,
old
bro. 2 months is
enough.
nothing.
That's what
2 months
I
is
said.
nothing, bro. I thought this was a long relationship.
No,
2 months
that's what I
is
said. I was
nothing,
like, does it
bro.
matter? I was like, you can't really
Like,
like that
yo,
was
for all I know, cause think about what does it even look like when you're dating for 2 months? Say like you started like you met on the first. Like, how many days have you realistically met and hung out and talked with this person? Right? Like, just in the first month alone, like you
yeah,
especially like if you both are like grown people who have work and shit, like you are not chatting this man 24/7.
yeah.
Like you're not doing all that.
Yeah,
So
I remember the cold arithmetic I had to do with the last girl that I was gonna, end things by. I remember I was saying I was gonna end things by April, and like she beat me to it, so thankfully. But like I remember when I had to do the math on how many times we'd see each other, so like how much would this impact my life and make it too hard, right? It was only 12 times. If it was like if I saw her every like week, every like weekend or something, it would only be about 12 times. I was like, that's not much time at all. That's not, it's like 12 times is not much time at all. It was crazy. Um, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say going back to that point you made earlier, about you said something about relationships. People need them to satisfy them. I forgot the point you made.
Yeah, it's
Or
like they act
something.
like in order to be a person, it's like they feel like in order to be a
Yeah,
living being, they must be in a relationship.
yeah. It made me think. That point made me think of the video that I sent to the chat where the guy was like, "Man, I got a short time on this earth, and I'm just trying to turn it the fuck up. Like I ain't waiting on nobody. Like this engine running. Like you know what I'm saying." And I feel like we like a part of it. You have to have the grieving process where like you still have those unresolved feelings or you didn't get the closure, and everybody should be entitled to go through that process. But ultimately, you got to get through it because you know what I'm saying. There's so many good experiences you could have, and you tripping off one bad experience or one that didn't go your way, and you got a lot of time to whether it's a relationship, whether it's overall success and money that you want to make. So that's how I look at it. Like I'm trying to get back to where I was before, even better. And whoever with me, shit, we gonna have a fun time, like he said. And if you not, I still wish you success on your journey. That's
Yeah,
how it is. Like, and I really mean that. Like people say it because they trying to like hide those feelings of resentment they have. But like when I say that shit, I really mean it. Like there's
yeah,
people in my past, friends, women that I've been with where
yeah,
it didn't go well and I'm not and it didn't end on good terms, but I'm
yeah,
not tripping off of them. Like if I see them in the street, I probably won't say hi, probably won't shake their hand. But you know what I'm saying? But like I hope when they cross the street, I hope they get to where they supposed to be going too.
Hope they get
Like
to the other side safe.
yeah, like I ain't
yeah,
wishing for them to get hit by a car. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like I hope they get to live their best life, just like I'm trying to live my best life.
yeah.
That's just what
Well,
it is.
they were acting like I was fucking insane and the
Oh,
membrane.
absolutely, you are insane. I would
They're,
never.
they're like I was fucked in the head. When I was saying that stuff, that I don't really attach, because it's like I don't attach much of my self worth to other people. I was like trying to control other people, trying to control their actions,
That's
trying to get
goofy,
this
huh?
person to be the person you want in your head.
That's
That's
goofy.
Yeah,
the Yeah, that's the road to unhappiness. That's the road to unhappiness. You're always gonna be happy trying to shape
yeah,
other people. I just take people as they are. Like I would literally meet someone, they'll have so many quirks, I think. Like when I mean in terms of dating, so many quirks I think are stupid. And I was like, yeah, like whatever. And I just have fun with them for a little bit and I move on. But the other funny part of this conversation came later, where this is the part that I definitely needed to hear your perspectives on this. So there was a woman on this panel, and she was wearing like this. It was crazy what she was wearing. It was like you can't even call that shit a bra. It was like these
You
things
can't even
attached
call it
to
a
her
bra.
face. Yeah, that was around her, and she had this tight dress that kind of showed her like her butt or whatever.
Oh,
No,
from
I
the
didn't.
video you talking about?
Yeah. So then I said, I was like, they asked me, oh, would you be okay with? They were like, oh, Gio, you be okay with your girl wearing something like that? And I was like, not really, not particularly. I was like, I would not want her, walking around outside like that. I was like, people are free to do what they want. I was like, if I'm
yeah.
committed to a person, I would prefer if they didn't. But
It's a problem for you to have preferences, though. It's a problem for you to have preferences or things
And
that you
how
don't
dare
like.
you, fucking
Yeah,
yeah,
misogynist.
they were like, because here's the funny thing. So having someone you need to go to their phone, or even
yeah.
they can't even watch porn, bro. They can't watch porn. You're going through their phone, right? That kind of stuff, right? That is not controlling their behavior. But me not wanting, but for some reason, look, my actions of definitely not wanting to see my girlfriend dressed that way out in public
And I
is
feel like with the
definitely controlling their
preferences,
behavior. I was like,
with
what the
the controlling preferences, what gets me mad is like people can't have like it instantly got to come off as like attacking them or aggressive with it. Like, nah, you're not doing that. Like, damn, we can't even have a conversation as to why I got to do this, as to why like this is something that is kind of I can't just like when you was talking about the porn thing, right? And like she was getting on them about that. It was just like, damn, we can't even. It's just like you either do this and we're no longer together, it's just like damn, like we had all these memories together. Like if I meant something to you, you just gonna drop me off
Yes,
like a bad habit.
she was
absolutely.
Like
talking?
we not gonna have like you instantly just gonna force your way of living on me, and we not gonna have a
I
conversation about it.
tried to tell her.
I understand. Like, I ain't even trying to change your preferences or the things that you want in your life. But if you care about me in some kind of way, that means you care to hold on to what we have. You care about that that relationship. So
Yeah,
at
and so
least you would try to have a conversation with me before you put your
and
foot down and it's like, nah, I don't want nothing to
specifically
do with
about
you.
that, specifically about that, it's so funny because they're preaching to me about how they're missing out on all this relationship stuff. I'm like, am I really missing out? This woman was about to nuke her relationship
Yeah,
because her boyfriend was jacking it. I was like, that's like
yeah.
if something that simple can end your relationship, it must not.
Yo, bro,
It
I'm
must
not
have
gonna
not have meant
lie.
shit. It must have not
I,
have meant shit.
I've heard a lot about all these relationships, like from the outside in. You ain't missing on nothing, bro. You ain't missing. Cause like when it's good, it's good. But when it's
Yeah,
bad, it's
Yeah.
terrible. It
it's
is
extreme.
insane. And you're like, yo, what's going on with y'all, bro?
But I mean, as I tried explaining to these women, I said, in my past relationship history, I've never controlled the way the women dressed. I was like, it's just not something I was interested in doing. I was like, I would think sometimes in my head, or like sometimes if they were really about to do something crazy, like, yeah, please don't.
Do you guys subscribe to that 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 belief that having getting into arguments or like verbal arguments, not anything that leads physical, but just getting into a hiccup or argument in a relationship is beneficial towards it working.
Sort
Um,
of. It
see,
depends.
it's not
Like
like you
it's needed.
need
Like it's
to
needed.
have an argument.
Okay.
It is more of how you can like you are able to have arguments. You know,
Okay.
it's like if I
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
sit here
I
and
do think
argue with you and like we are like having an actual back and forth and having a discussion about
yes. I think
something.
it's necessary. I think it's
Leads to
necessary.
productive outcome. Yeah.
I think it's necessary to do that to see what would happen. I think you need to find out in order to know because you never
Yeah.
see your significant other truthfully until you've seen them angry and then you see who they really are.
Yeah.
You
And look,
know?
and honestly, it's like that is a whole other person. To expect that they are never upset at anything is kind of weird. Like
Yeah.
it would be weird if I never saw my significant other upset
Yeah.
at anything,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
ever. And like, like if I talk to them like, yeah, like that shit was horrible. Like if they could tell me like, oh man, that was crazy, that's fine. But if I was like, they're
Yeah.
like, nah, everything's great. It's like, wait, so I just did this horrendous thing that you hate and you're okay, yeah, that's good. I was like, I would think something's wrong. I'd be
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah,
It's funny you mentioned that because in past relationships that was something that would get people I was dating mad. That my nonchalant attitude
Yeah.
where they would do something, they would start trying to do things to get a reaction out of me.
yeah,
To
I
see,
don't think you should be doing that. You shouldn't be doing things
yeah,
to
but
get
it
reactions from
wouldn't work.
people.
They were so mad.
I remember
You know,
that happened in an episode of My Name Is Earl. Like he didn't want to be with the girl. He found her to be annoying. But I think it was because like she would let anybody just walk all over her. Like she was a very nice girl. So that kind of like pissed him off that she never like she would let people treat her that way. So I remember like he went to great lengths to try to get her to break up with him because he knew if he broke up with her, like she'll get all emotional, she'll get
yep,
angry, and he didn't want to deal with the storm behind that. So he was like, let me try to get her to break up with me. So some of the shit he would do is like treat her like garbage. It even got to the point where like the the final straw was he invited her to his hotel room, and in his hotel room he was gonna act like he was sleeping with another girl when she opened the door, and basically what she did was when he was in the bed with the other girl, she was just like, "Oh, let me know when you're done with that, and I'll come back later." And then he was like, "What? When I'm done with that?" That shit pissed him off. He's like, "Stick up for yourself. This is why I can't stand being with you." And then he finally broke up with her in that instance. That's what sealed the deal.
helped her. Now she needs therapy. That's what
He's
she.
like, "God damn."
But I mean, what about you guys? If you guys were dating a girl, would you be, you know, would you guys prefer if she didn't wear certain things like too revealing?
See,
I mean, sure, yeah,
it's not that
yeah.
like I prefer something. It's more like a what are you doing that for type thing. Like especially like if you weren't that kind of person before I met you.
Oh,
No, but
definitely, yeah.
imagine in the context when you met her, she was kind of dressed this way.
If I met her and I was kind of dressed that way, are you asking if I would like date that kind of person. I probably wouldn't date that kind of person.
Well, let's say she turned, you had a conversation with her, she was cool. Because you obviously you look at her, she appears hot, whatever. You talk
If
to her,
I
she
met her
might
and she was already dressed like that way, I probably would be fine with her dressing that way because she was already dressed in that way. Like why would I date someone if they dress that
But
way and I didn't
we
want
gotta
them to
get
dress
we
that
gotta
way?
get more context to what kind of way they're dressing
Oh,
because
I saw what they were
yeah,
really
dressing. I saw what they were
revealing
like.
stuff.
uh,
I'm
So
saying
so
really
basically,
revealing.
she was wearing like a bra that just covered her nipples, bro. That was really it. Like her tits are like
Yes,
hanging
and a
out to the
dress
bra.
and a skirt that went
There's
all the
yeah,
way up.
this the skirt
it,
went
it
all the way
depends.
up, all the way up. Bro,
It
just send him the
So
depends
video.
because
you're right.
I'm not gonna show him the video. You send him the video,
You'd be fine if you're woman.
huh?
Let's say when you met her, she wasn't wearing something that extreme, but she was like kind of revealing in the typical way women are revealing these days. And then she starts wearing stuff like that over the course
Like
of
I
the
just
relationship. Maybe
I would like I said, it really is all the intent of why you're wearing that
yeah,
stuff. Like what's going on here? Especially if
preferences.
it's like you weren't dressing like that before and now all of a sudden you're dressing like that. I'm like, what happened? Like what's going on? Because like
what if she
I
was like, what she
cause
was like, I'm just being fashionable. I
bro,
just do
like
it myself.
look, if I had the body for it, even if I had the body for it, I'm not walking around in a thong all day. Like just like pose. I'm not doing that. It's weird. I'm
is
not
it?
gonna
But
walk
it
around in the
it
crop
can't
top.
just be the. It can't just be wait, right? It can't just be the like you acting different, like you dressing different now, like you weren't dressing that way before. Because like, what if she started out like that, and then the
Or
complete
if
opposite
she,
is
that's what
she's
I'm
completely
saying.
covered up? You're
If
not gonna
she,
question it though,
if
right?
she was already like that, I probably wouldn't have started dating her in the first place. And if I
Oh, okay.
did date
Wait,
her, I
imagine
wouldn't have
though.
been upset because it's like I already knew. Like I knew what I was getting into. Like how
No,
can
but
I?
I'm saying like, let's say you date her, right, and she's wearing these revealing clothes. And then at some point in the relationship, she does a complete 360, and now she went
180.
from the revealing clothes or 180, 180. You're right. This is the science man. I forgot. And knows everything, numbers and all that. Numerical nomenclature in the building. My fault. Uh, complete 180, and decides to just dress completely covered up, just completely different.
I
You're
would
not gonna
still
question that.
no. I would
You're
still
not
ask
gonna
her.
question
I
that.
would still ask her what's up. I'm personally only because
You would ask. You would
it's such a
ask.
jarring difference. I'd be like, what's going on here?
You would
Would I
ask,
have
but
a
you would have a
problem
problem with
with
it.
it?
You would have a problem
I
with
wouldn't
it.
have a
Yeah,
problem with
you
it,
would have a
right?
problem with it.
Because
Imagine
like
though
it,
it's the Imagine though it's the way women typically dress that you see, and then she's wearing like she kind of alternates between slightly more revealing things and then normal kind of revealing clothing that women typically wear. Because I don't think you would completely dismiss a woman if she's kind of revealing, you know?
I wouldn't, because it would depend on like where we're at, right? Like if we're at the club, and I chat with someone dressed like that, yeah, that's how they kind of dress at the club, right?
So
And
imagine,
then
At the beach. That's
so
how
then
they dress at
imagine
the
you start
beach.
dating them. Imagine it turns out you like them a lot, you start dating them, and it turns out they dress like that all the time, like the way they go to the club.
see. How did I start dating this person and not realize this beforehand, bro? Because
Because
Yeah.
like,
when you go
what
out on
you?
dates, no, no, it's
Nah,
actually not that hard. It's not that hard because you go. Let's say you go out on dates a few times, and then you see her come in those kind of clothing. You're thinking in your head, "Oh, she must be trying to impress me. Oh, she's trying to impress me."
because if we going on dates to like the fucking Starbucks, she dressed like that, I'll be like, we at Starbucks,
You
bro.
probably would still think in your head, I guess she was just trying to impress me.
Bro, I would
You would,
definitely bring it up. I'd be like, oh, you really showing out at this Starbucks.
yeah. And then all she would do is say, "Yeah, it's for you" or some bullshit, and then you would probably accept it. You probably, I
Bro,
guess
but
she just
like
likes
two,
you
three
to be
days
happy.
in and she's still doing it, I'd be like, yo, what you don't got no
Oh,
shirts in your
you know,
you don't got no
she
shirts in your
wants to fucking
closet.
Starbucks with a girl.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What?
Because
Go fucking
Nah,
Starbucks.
bro, cause bro, tell me you wouldn't be curious. It's just like, yo, we out to the museum and they wearing pasties and a thong. I'm like, we're at the MoMA, bro. Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah. But I think it wouldn't be that
It,
hard.
it
Like
can't it can't just be the radical change of behavior though, because if that behavior ends up being something that you're more favorable towards, then
but
you're not, it could be unless it's problematic or
uh,
it teeters on it being a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. As I was explaining, well, two things I'm going to say. First, I'm going to say is The dates that Ray, Ray and us typically go on, we're probably going to like social places. So it probably wouldn't. I say social, I mean in terms of like having fun kind of places. It probably wouldn't strike us as much. I mean, that one date to the MoMA or something, or to
Nah,
the
bro.
picnic.
On regular days, I really do just be going to museums. I would be very confused.
But you're hanging
I
out.
go to the museum. I hang out at. I literally, me and my friend are
Yeah,
going
but
to the
with your
museum.
friends. With your friends. I'm saying
I
when you
when
when
I
you guys
go out
goes
on
out.
dates, where do I go? Where I go on date, I usually go out to eat, and then we usually go to
Yeah,
like a bowling. Like I go bowling. Like if you
that's what I'm
dr-
trying to
I thought
say.
you were
you
against
stripping out to
taking
bowling,
dates
bro?
out to get food.
It's
How are
Huh?
you
not going to
against
be
the
that
food thing?
weird to you if
Yeah,
she
I've
shows up
evolved,
dressed.
EJ. Come on,
Yeah.
like I was talking about past me.
Uh,
This is current me. Come on, keep
uh,
up,
But
keep
here's the thing.
up.
You're not gonna be as weirded out if she shows up dressed a little revealing for dinner and then bowling. You're not gonna be as weirded out in that case. It's gonna be different. You take her to the MoMA or something, yeah, and then you're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
But that's what I'm
You
trying to
know?
say. Is like if it's like noon, if it's the middle of the day, and I'm like, oh, let's go have some sushi and then go to this museum, which I have done that. I have done these things, right? With people I
Yeah,
date, right? I've done these things. I'd be like,
yeah,
what's going on here? It's like, yeah, that's a
yeah.
lot.
yeah.
That's a little much.
You might be too distracted by how good she look if she looking good to even ask the question.
Look, man, I don't know why you acting like this, because I know for a fact this man himself is not. He ain't subscribed. He's not long term in this, so he don't care.
No,
Ain't
yeah.
no
But
stakes in it for them.
what I was gonna say though to them is like I was saying like I feel like even in terms of if they did dress that way before, you because there's a level of possessiveness that enters every relationship. This is just what happens. This is a natural thing that happens if you're with a person for a long enough time and you've committed so much emotion and that kind of thing to them, right? You claim this person. This is literally how people say it, right?
Mm.
And it goes for both sides. You would prefer not to have other people share the same moments and level of intimacy with your partner that you have, right?
That's just the
So like I feel
truth.
like even in terms of a guy wishing that his girlfriend would cover up more now that he's dating her, I don't think that's weird because if I got into a relationship with a woman, I'm not
Mhm.
walking around trying to
You
show
in a
off my
relationship
body.
with the woman?
I'm saying, if I was in a relationship, I'm not trying to walk around showing off my body or anything. I wouldn't do that kind of stuff. You know, like I would just be like, and I wouldn't be mad at her for not enjoying me doing that stuff. She was like, "Yeah, could you like not walk around flexing all the time for other women? Like, could you not do that?" Okay. Imagine I was to look at her and be like, "But it makes me feel like me. I do it for myself. That's why I walk around in this
Yeah.
fishnet tank top all the time."
Fire for that. Fire for that. Anyway,
I feel like every little preference somebody want to have when it comes to relationships, they want to die on the hill for it. It don't even be that serious. It's like,
like,
damn, like this is how passionate you feel about every little thing. Every little thing.
But what you guys are saying is neither of you would date a woman who is always in revealing clothing,
hyper reveal.
Oh
No,
nah, I probably date her. I
I
probably
don't
date her.
think I would. I really don't
but
think I
Probably
would.
date
always.
her.
I'm saying easy. I'm saying this how
Like
she dresses all the
like
time.
if this is like her literal all day. This is my casual. Nah, I don't think I would. I
But
really
easy. I'm
don't think I
I
saying
would.
probably
like
date her.
you
Yeah,
date
why
someone
not?
with a bra with only
You're
nipples
looking at me
out.
crazy right now because you keep repeating the question. Yes,
No,
yes.
I'm saying to you, the one where a bra
Bro,
with only
send him
nipples
the
out.
video.
No matter how many different times you say it, the
Send him
answer
the
is
video.
yes.
Send him the video. I
No,
need him
no,
to
no.
see the video, bro.
The thing with you, EJ, is you lie a lot.
I
This man
lie.
looked
You
you in
say
your face and was
I
like,
lie.
"You're a
no, it's bad.
liar."
It's bad. No, I'm not just because you will say things, but I don't really believe you. Like you say things I think because you're thinking about the idea of it, but I don't think you actually.
Man, I love the idea. The idea is what wakes, gets me up in the morning, man. The idea.
They said, "Man, you ain't truth."
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely am an idea, man.
It's him saying he's a liar. He's like, "Damn right, I lie."
I never had a girl tell me yet, like you see in those drama movies, you don't love me, you love the idea of me. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yes, a
It's a
good
good
idea.
it's a
Oh
good
my
I can't
god.
love both.
Yo,
I can't love both.
imagine someone said that shit. Imagine, yeah, it's a good idea. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, chill. Oh man, no, 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 no. But yeah, no, 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 no. I genuinely don't think I don't think I'm subscribing to that idea, bro.
I don't know. I'm not saying it would work. I would try. I would try it. You said you
Bro,
said you said would
cause
you date? That dating is an act. You know how long the act goes on for is another thing altogether. We can't hear you, bro. Or you can hear him?
no, I can't hear him. I thought he was just.
Yeah. Yeah, it's doing like the Young J thing. And you're not even muted, so I don't. Your audio acting up. You might have to leave and come back.
But nah, cause I feel like if someone was always wearing revealing clothing, regardless of how good they looked, right? Like I would just be
Yeah.
concerned. Like, well, I would just be like, all right, well, I wanted to go to like
But
just like
what's
I
the
wanted to go to
concerning
low
part
key,
about it?
cause bro, I was like, I wanted to go to the bookstore, but I kind of don't want to go in there with like this person who's naked all the
Yeah, the
time.
stairs. Yeah,
Like
it
I'm
looks.
not trying to like. And look, man, I already get looked at everywhere I go, bro. I'm not trying to get looked
You?
at. I'm not trying to get looked at everywhere I go, bro. I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the when you was waiting online. Yeah, I hear you. We hear you now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, okay. There
your
you go.
camera's
I
not
don't
my
on.
know.
fault.
It switched mics for some reason out of nowhere.
Um, yeah, like the time you standing online trying to get into the club, and them guys
For
was
people
looking
didn't
at you for
see
no
the
reason.
woman you're in love with in that fashion, right?
Hmm.
Rave's like, the fuck you looking at?
What'd you say, Ray?
Oh, we're having different conversations. What are you
Yeah,
asking,
my bad.
Gio?
My bad.
Well, I said on some level you don't want to see the person you're in love with. You would rather if they were not seen that way by various other people, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's like, yo, why are you naked, bro? It literally just be like, yo, why are you naked?
I mean,
Well, I'm gonna show.
people
I'm gonna
gonna look
put the thing in
regardless.
material.
People are
EJ,
going
the
to look
woman is.
regardless, sure, but it's like, why are you naked, bro?
Yo, EJ, check it out.
If
The thing in the
if
thing. The
I'm
woman is dressed like that. Check out the thumbnail materials I just sent you of the video. The girl in the mini skirt.
mm,
Tell me
nice,
that's not
nice.
crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'll give it a chance though. I'll give it a chance. I'll see how far it goes, man.
But
I
you
like to believe in the idea of things. You know, I like to
Shut
believe
the
in the
fuck up,
idea that it will
EJ.
work.
Shut up, EJ.
I didn't say the idea will work. I didn't say it would be successful.
well, we can admit that you're not gonna be with someone like that for a long time. That's what we can say.
Hey man, I'm gonna try it out, see how far it goes. That's my
Because
answer.
EJ, imagine walking down the street with that person, everyone just like, and like, yo, you would have
Yeah.
people recording you. We're like, yo, look at this nigga, this girl.
I feel like sometimes when you getting a lot of attention, it mean you doing something right.
No,
You know what I'm
no, that's
saying?
not what that means. Don't listen to him. He is lying to you. That's not what that means at all,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
That's not what that
It mean
means
you
at
doing
all,
something.
bro. That's not what that
No, because I
means,
remember
bro.
I was trying to explain to them one of the reasons why I would not like this. They're like, "Oh, if guys are looking at your girl, that means she's a fire." And I was like, "Okay." It was like
Yeah,
I was like,
okay.
one, they might look at it. I was like, "What does that do for me?" I was like, "Okay, whatever." Right? I was like, "Sure, men find my
It's
women."
validation, bro. It validates you. You got a good pick. You made a good
Yeah.
pick.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I was
You
dating a
got good
girl
taste.
where she was considered attractive and was like very, curvaceous and all that stuff, right?
By many
And
contemporaries, right?
yeah, Jesus Christ. I'd let her wear whatever she wanted because I don't care about controlling people's actions. I'm not her father, right? And when she would walk around in her little extra ass, things tight around the bosom and all that stuff, and tight pants, I remember I told you guys that knowing situations that would happen where these guys would put me in a situation where they know if I cold clock them, I look like the bad guy. They checkmate me. So they come and they're like, yo, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, homie, but your girl, bro, she bad as hell, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, though. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you had a good pick, bro. And I was like, you know what you're doing, my nigga. You know what you're
Thanks.
doing.
Hit him
That's
with
so
that.
funny. That's
Hit him
so
with that. How would
funny,
you
bro.
like it if I walked up to your mom's and was like, damn, the same shit, same shit. Yo, your mom's is bad, bro. Your mom's is bad, bro. How would you feel? How would that make you feel? Man, if that wasn't your mom's, bro, oh my man. It's your mom's, bro.
I'm dying. Oh man.
That
How
was
would
your
that make you
mom's.
feel? And then try to say I'm not an asshole after that. Come on.
He's like, yo, I ain't no disrespectful. Yo, what you get mad for, bro? What you get mad? It's a
Yeah.
compliment, bro. I was trying to explain that to him. I was like, I don't like that. I didn't like those situations. And I wouldn't want to have to deal with that. Like, because if you're not in the hood, it probably won't happen as often. Um, uh, but I mean, even there was one time I even was about to fight a guy over that bullshit. Because like we're walking and some delivery guy, I think he did like a whistle or something. I look back at him and he's like sitting there smirking, like, and I was like, okay, we're gonna fight. And then she had to pull me, she had to pull me
I was
away.
got the box cutter, the rusty
Huh?
box cutter.
No.
Those
This
the
is
rusty.
another guy. He probably also had a fucking box cutter. So there you go. Now I'm sitting there fighting like an idiot over some girl who wants to
Bro, I
dress like
remember you
she.
said that incident about the rusty box cutter at the pizzeria, the dollar pizza shop, was it?
Man was about to murder me for some shit he started too. That's the crazy part. Some shit he
Yeah.
started. He was gonna try and slice me up. Isn't that crazy? Some shit he just wanted to use his box cutter. That's what it
He's
was.
like, yo, I just got this, bro. I want to see how well it works.
He was tired of cutting boxes up all day. He wanted to take it. He wanted to try it on some flesh.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's fun at first, I guess. Like you kind of will feel a little proud, I guess, at first. Like, oh yeah,
I
people are
feel like that's
noticing
such
my girl.
a young person thing, though. It's like, oh
Nah,
yeah, I
yeah,
got the
I would
baddie,
be doing it for
bro.
that. I
I
would have been
got
doing
the
it for that. I don't give a
baddie,
fuck about
bro. I
that.
feel it's like, yo, like,
Yeah, like at first when I'd walk around with her and people were like noticing her and they say, "Oh, your girlfriend is very beautiful." Like even older women would say this to me. Like at first it was okay, but then when you have like guys saying this kind of stuff to you all the time, it's like you just like I remember one time I was sitting down, and this guy's like, "Yo, that's your girl, bro? That's your girl?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Okay." It's like it just started becoming annoying, you know. And then like I remember another annoying thing that would happen with this when I'd go by her neighborhood, her fucking she had these like fucking wannabe cholos who lived next to her, these like Indian niggas who thought they were gangster, and they were
Yeah.
always trying to like intimidate me, and then it wouldn't work because
Indian cholos. I never heard those two words in the same sentence.
that's how the way they dressed, they looked like they wanted to be cholos, like the way they had like the bandanas wrapped around their heads and everything. Um, and yeah, they would kind of like try to make it like we'd walk past them, they're just like, I was like, he's like, come on, man, I don't want I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with stuff like
Yeah.
that. And the other part I'm telling you, I was like, men are gonna look at your girlfriend regardless. If you have an attractive girlfriend,
You feel like you got to be on high alert all the time, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, it did feel that way. Like I'm gonna have to slide somebody one day. Like you know, like it just feels like that.
I don't know. I don't be putting that pressure on myself where I gotta like step to the plate and do something. 'Cause I feel like if she respect
see, it
me,
wasn't for him. It was well, it wasn't for her, is what I should say. It was because
oh
like he
okay.
still don't want to be disrespected like that.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
yeah,
Because
that too. Yeah, you
imagine,
got a grown
imagine
man
you have
pulling
like,
up to you. Yeah.
yeah, imagine you're walking around with this girl. Let's say someone's like, because remember we saw this happen in real life, so it can happen. Like imagine you came off as such an unintimidating pussy that some guy walks right up to your girl and is like talking to her in front of you.
Nah, that's
Like
different. That's different.
yeah, like what do you do? That's the kind of stuff that
Yeah.
could happen. There will be some guy who thinks he's slick.
I
Like
mean,
he's gonna
I can't even say that's different because you got people that, yeah, like they'll.
yeah,
I mean, I haven't seen it in real life, but they'll entertain that shit, and they be like, "Go ahead, try to take my girl," and that never
yeah.
happened.
No,
That shit
but I'm
never
trying to tell
happened.
you,
I've seen
yo,
both of them. I've seen both of those
yeah,
Yeah,
things.
me
both
and
sides.
Ref saw it in real
It's a
life.
risk. It's a risk, but
Remember, me and Ref saw that guy's girlfriend getting macked on right in front of him,
nah,
and he
yeah,
was just sitting
that's
there watching it.
ultimate beta shit.
Yeah. So like now there are gonna be some guys who just like I'm gonna be disrespectful. There's some guys who get off on
Yeah,
that, trying to disrespect other men and that kind of thing.
There's a
Like
whole
I'll give
genre
you an
about that.
example.
Actually,
Huh?
there's a whole genre about it.
Yeah, like let's not talk about that.
Whole genre about
but,
that, bro.
but but I was
I'm
gonna
not
say
even
though, like
talking about that one. I'm talking about a different one.
oh, okay. Like what they'll do is they'll try to like sometimes they'll try to be subversive about it. I've had these things where they're trying to be clever
yeah.
and I was like, nigga, I will punch you in your fucking face. But I remember one time this guy was trying to sell us something and he's like, oh, you have green eyes? Oh wow, your eyes are so beautiful. He looks at me, he's like, oh, we have like shit eyes. He's pretty much trying to mac on my girlfriend in front of me. And I'm looking at him I'm like, come on, man. I remember I think she's like, come on, man. And he just stopped. When I looked at him like, come on, dude. Like let's come on.
Nah, to be honest, I feel like if I'm being like 100% objective about it, I feel like the only way it would work for me with me dating a woman that wears revealing clothes all the time is if we just at home and we don't go out. To be honest, it reminds me of that Martin
That's all
episode.
I'm
It
saying.
reminds me of that Martin episode. He was like, I don't get why he take that girl out to the club. It's like what he said. He said it's like going out for hot dogs when you got steakums at home. Like ain't no reason to go out.
Yeah.
Ain't no reason to. Like you right here. Like I got all this.
The
Right
funniest
here.
part of that conversation is when I was just trying to piss her off because she was like, "Oh, my boyfriend doesn't care what I wear. I wear whatever I want. He lets me wear whatever I want."
Isn't
Right?
she cheating on him?
No, that was the other.
Okay.
This girl.
Okay, because I was like, yo, you cheating on him, bro. Like, what?
So this girl says that, but this is the girl who I told you is venting to me about her personal problems and says I should feel like just fucking somebody.
Yo, she cheated on him too, because I know for a fact she would have. Don't talk to me, bro.
If
Don't
I take the
talk to me, bro.
opportunity, if I was a piece of shit and was like, I could help that. I mean, I could.
I could fix that. Yeah, the Holes movie, yeah.
But
Man's had two lines, and he was the coolest character, though.
Low-key want to rewatch that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
No, we can watch Holes. We can watch it tomorrow.
Yeah. But the thing is, what was I gonna say?
My boy Sam
so like,
Witwicky.
yeah, so like she says we're talking to her, right? No,
That's
I'm
not
talking
him.
to her.
That's the wrong guy. I just realized.
Oh, it's the guy who plays Sam Witwicky.
Yeah, it's the same guy. It's Shia LaBeouf, but it's not the right movie. Stanley, that's his name.
My brain didn't even process that. I was like, oh yeah, man, that should make sense. Just bypass this.
Because I said it, and you thought of Shia LaBeouf. You're like, that is indeed Shia LaBeouf.
I thought you were trying to be funny.
No, I forgot.
But anyways, yeah. So she said, oh, my boyfriend doesn't care what I wear. And I was like, oh, that's just what he tells you. I was like, he could care. He probably doesn't say anything. She was like, what do you mean? And I was like, when I was dating a girl who wore whatever she wanted, I would think things. I'd get annoyed. I just didn't say anything. I would think in my head, why is she dressed like this stuff today? And then I would just be like, yeah. And sometimes I would kind of, talk to her about it, and it would become this whole thing, and I'll drop it, right? So I was like, he could think stuff, but he just knows that if he tries to talk to you about it, it's going to become an argument. Especially because I've talked to you for 2 seconds, and I see that the moment you get any pressure on anything, it becomes some emotional argument with you.
Which goes back to the thing where it's like, I don't think you need to have arguments to make it work, but the ability to be able to have arguments. Because, like, if I really don't want to argue with you, like, yo, come on, bro, what are we doing here? And it's like, man, I'm gonna say something, she's gonna get mad at me. Like, that's goofy.
Yeah, because I was like, yo, the way you act with me, and I'm not even dating you. I can just imagine what dating you is like. Like, you probably sit there, your boyfriend says something, and you start going off on him. Like the porn thing. Look at that. Like, man can't even jack off in his home, man. It's like
in his home. It's crazy.
He doesn't live with her, but how are you gonna go on the man's own computer, find what he's looking at, and then pressing him about stuff on his own computer?
You know what? That should teach him a lesson, bro. Like, how you? I don't care if it's my personal computer. You're not catching me lacking, bro. You're not catching me lacking, bro.
Well, here's the thing. You shouldn't be. It's like having a man cave. So you telling me you can't even on your own computer? You gotta be clearing the shit like
absolutely.
the FBI.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Clear your history. Don't forget making your bed. Clear your history, bro.
You never know what's gonna happen, bro. You never know what's gonna happen,
bro. I don't want to be on that situation on my deathbed. I'm like, clear my internet history. I got you, bro.
People gonna try to clear out after Ray gone. They're gonna try to clear out, his stuff.
Bro, I'm on my deathbed. I'm gonna text you. So I'm like, yo, get my SSD, bro. I'm dying. Yeah. Get my SSD. Break that shit.
I'm sitting on his computer about to clear
everything. Who this man was, bro. Like, damn, I thought I knew this man.
I'm sitting on his computer about to clear everything. I'm like, damn, he was looking at this.
Yeah, like you start having a different image of him now. Like, shit ruined the person that you thought he was.
You start looking at me like, yo, you nasty. It's not illegal, but you nasty.
I go into like me and EJ are sitting there. I go into the room, I clear everything, I come back out. EJ sees me just like he's just like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, don't even ask.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. But
That's gross. That's
yeah,
gross.
man, I don't
Yeah.
know. Funny stuff.
Shorty that I'm with, if she wearing revealing clothes, I'll be like, man, ain't no reason for us to go out. What the world is gonna offer us? Like, dude, it's just me and you in this world,
Man
baby. Like, we
basically
got
said
each
he gonna be
other.
too bricked up to walk outside.
We got each other. What we need to go out there
You
for?
gonna
Out
look
there
at
not
her
gonna give
once
us
and be
nothing.
like, "Yo, take them off, bro." You start undressing.
We got everything we need right here in this house. Me and you, let's do it.
You gonna just like, I already Ubered us food, bro. Like we don't gotta go to the restaurant no more.
Word. Like, I just want to see you. I don't want to see nobody else. I just want to see you. I can
Yo, she gonna
manipulate
be
it.
like,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I want the music. You just turn on the music. You like, put the lights. You just,
Thanks.
You have the party lights, yeah.
yo, bro. You just like, yo, I
I'd be
got
so
everything.
gangster that in the crib. Just
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, man.
I think we've talked this to death though.
Thanks.
Moral of the story is clear browser history.
Okay, any final thoughts
Don't
on
get
anything?
caught, man.
Clear
Don't
Final
get caught.
thoughts,
That's my
yeah.
final thought.
Final thoughts. You can date whoever you want. Just don't be mad at them for being who they are at the start. They are who they are in the start. Don't get mad at them for that later. You know, like come on, make it make sense. Next video is gonna be the top 5 industries that can't be taken over by AI.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout for that
Yeah.
video.
Yeah. And if you out here complaining about AI, you're a fucking loser. And you just need to get with the times.
Yeah, bro. I use ChatGPT to make me $12,000 a month, passively, no input for me. Set up once and done.
Yeah, I took my Chat GPT thing and made it do drop shipping for me, and it sends me the money.
Yo,
I'm
there's
a
really
rich drop
videos like that. That's the crazy. There's really videos like that, and that's just crazy to me that people will believe them. They're like, look, this passive income stream. Look, you just gotta go here and type this, and then do that, and then do this, and then you do that, and yeah, look, like passive income, $400,000 a month, and it's just like, bro, that's just a regular job. Because one specifically I'm talking about is like, oh, look, you go here, you sign up for this, and then it's like, oh, it wants you to like text to speech something, right? Like, wants you to like say something out, like dictate. Yeah, that's the word. It wants you to dictate something. So you go to this website and then you copy and paste, and now you got the dictation. I'm like, the one that's not passive, you still got to do the work. 2, I'm pretty sure you get flagged real easy for that. 3, the more people who keep doing that, the website itself for the dictation it's gonna cut out the middleman. But whatever.
Cut out that middleman.
I mean, final thoughts for me. AI doesn't have to be too frightening. You just have to.
Gotta be thoughtful about it.
You gotta be just at least think about it. Think about the course of your future, and think about if AI might impact it. There might be a field you're in right now that might not be worth getting into because AI might take that shit over.
Bro, think about all the people who are already kind of old. They're already 40s, bro. They like just mastered their craft, and AI's like, yeah, we don't need you no more. And you're like, I gotta start over.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but what are you gonna do, right?
Check the link down below for our masterclass on how to become AI billionaire.
How to become an AI billionaire, yeah. You're not even gonna have to work out anymore, guys. You're just gonna have to teach the machines how to work out your body for you.
Oh yeah. We're gonna we're gonna partner with
Gymshark.
G
That sounds
Fuel, fucking Planet Fitness. We're gonna get you drop shipped auto working out machines, bro. It's gonna be crazy. The future's insane, bro.
Also, my one more final thought. I don't think it's weird to not want your significant. If you meet your significant other, like if my significant other met me and I was always showing off my arms and stuff, and then she was like, "Yeah, could we like take it easy a little bit on the showing off?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm like, okay." If I was really committed to this woman, I wouldn't think it was that weird that she doesn't want me showing off my body to people.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to make the change for her because a relationship should be some level of compromise. Like I'm not saying like if you're dating a girl that she should suddenly start wearing overcoats all fucking time.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're just like, I think you show a little too much cleavage, and we could just take it down a
I
notch.
think that's the example that I was trying to use against Ray. Like she started off mad revealing that she just wearing these overcoats, these trench coats. I ran up crazy.
Bro, especially if you start wearing trench coats, I'm definitely gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? Where you going?
I mean,
Like,
besides,
yo,
You're
Inspector
not gonna be
Gadget, slow
mad. You're gonna
down,
be
bro. Like,
confused. You're not gonna be mad though. You're not gonna be
nah.
mad.
If it's trench
like
coats,
I,
I'll be
see,
like,
the
yo, what
thing
the
is,
fuck? What you trying to hide?
the thing is, like I was even trying to tell the girl, there are plenty of women out there. And I see them all the time who will be wearing the most, what do you
Outfit?
call it? Covered up clothing, everything, but they're just really fucking cute and really attractive. And you still notice them. So I was trying to explain to them,
Yeah.
I was like, a girl does not have to be revealing to be noticed. I was like, she could just be pretty. I was like, I could just be dating a very pretty woman
Damn,
and
you
people look
basically
at
just
her.
called them bitches ugly.
No, one of them is actually kind of cute. He has a nice-
See, yeah, but that's not what they heard, bro. Cause they're not listening to what you're saying. They're listening to what they're feeling from about what you said.
It's true, yeah, because when they be arguing with me, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
So you just called them ugly
But
to their
anyways,
face. Damn,
look,
bro.
it's okay. And I like humbling women. You see that Evan Preach videos?
I didn't get to see it.
Oh man, check that shit out. That shit was so goofy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll catch y'all guys later.
catch you sit. What the fuck? What do you mean? I didn't even do the thing yet.
I was just in preparation. I was waiting for it. I didn't even end the
That's
thing.
crazy.
I was
I didn't
literally.
even say it. You
I
see that?
it's
That's
not
crazy.
done yet. Say the thing, bro. It was just
So imagine you were hanging out with your friend, right? You turn to say peace to him. Before you even turn, he's already like.
Ray about to just do one of these on ya.
I'm about to just end this shit. Say the thing,
Anyways.
bro, so we can leave.
Nah, you're at the same bad place, same bad time. Vanguard. Oh, actually, one more thing. Vanguard.
It's a game.